Good evening and welcome to Zoom City of Granitegard here on the Guardtower Presents. This is our weekly fantasy action adventure roleplay, and we stream Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. and then we post those new episodes to the Guardtower's YouTube channel on Fridays. And we are winding down here on our season 1, coming very near to our conclusion. So if you're interested in seeing what we've got going on for season 2, or you want to catch up on past episodes, the easiest way to do that would be to go visit where, Chelsea?
I'm so glad you asked, Will. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. The best place to go is, linktr.ee/dcog. Again, that's
linktr.ee/dcog. That is correct. You can find
watching DCOG.
the more you know. You can find links to the Guardtower's YouTube channel, their Twitch channel, as well as everything that has to do with Super Happy Good Time Productions there, and
so good.
Links to our season 2 shows that are coming up. We have Shifting Realms, which will be conducted by Roger over here. Yes, there would be a very shifty, as well as the Mask of Urmo, the Mockingbird and the Raven, which will be conducted by our producer James, which you can't really see him, but he's there. There we go. Yes.
And
that's in our part. Show. So we go. So you can also find our Discord channel where, if you think you've got what it takes, you can join us on Saturday mornings on That Saturday Show that we're going to be doing here at the Guardtower, which is a kind of relaxed show. We're looking for local DMs and players in the area that want to come on and run some episodes of their own and have their own adventures. It's not just limited to like D&D and that sort of fantasy adventure. If you've got things like Call of Cthulhu or what other game systems that are
Blades in the dark
playing these days. Exactly. Yes, whatever those youths are up to today. Come get a hold of us on our Discord channel and talk to us, and nice to kind of see you on the show on that. Music tonight is by our friends over at Pocket Bard, and Pocket Bard actually has a pretty cool announcement. Roger, what development has Pocket Bard just been?
For those of you who are already in the Pocket Bard Discord server, you would have seen recently that they've actually just announced their open beta for their desktop platform. So you no longer have to go through the workaround for like BlueStacks or other things, which I know a lot of folks had been using. So if you like to run your games from like a PC, from your computer, and you're doing things on like Roll20, D&D Beyond, you want to share some of that audio, everything can be really centrally run through their new app, which is going to be on both the iOS as well as the Microsoft Store on your PC. Beautiful.
Very
If you don't know what Pocket Bard is, you should check that out today. You can bring all kinds of music based on various genres or situations. You can go downright creepy over to whimsical and happy, intense combat music, something for the journeys.
Yeah.
There's all. What's
a
that?
vibe for every education.
Maelstrom's on there as well. But yeah, also they have sound effects, and they're always looking to expand and increase that. So I would definitely recommend checking out Pocket Bard and adding that to your own table. But outside of that, I don't really have a whole lot of other announcements, except for the fact that if you happen to be in the Columbus area and you're into gaming as we are, you can stop by your local Guardtower. There is an east and a west location. East location is right off of 270 and Main Street there in Reynoldsburg. The new west location is off of Hilliard Road and Nike Drive.
Right down.
Just go north off of 270 up Hilliard Road till you get to Nike Drive. Make a left. It is your second right-hand turn into the driveway right there. You can't miss it. It is absolutely phenomenal. There is a large game selection there, as well as a wonderful community of gamers in both east and west locations. So check out the Guardtower today if you can't make it in person, or if you want to see what they've got going on in the stores, you can go to theguardtower.com and see everything they've got going on there. Anything else that I kind of missed on that? Sound good? All right. Well, let's roll our intro and then get into tonight's adventure. We'll see you here in just a few moments.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Welcome back.
Oh my god.
We're going to do a small recap and then get into our adventure so we can get onto some new and exciting territory here. The battle for Newtown has been won. Our heroes, using a back entrance, snuck in while the Inferians caused a diversion, allowing them to get to George and the hostages held at the Grey House. Unfortunately, when they arrived, the Colossus had already been engaged in combat with George. It appears Mary's mother as well, who at this point had been thought had been killed.
Dun, dun, dun.
During the course of the battle, though,
Mom.
it was not without its significant losses, and Exotaurus sacrificed his life to allow the rest of the party to escape.
All right.
And where we pick up right now, everyone's sitting outside of the Great House. The swollen clouds above the sky
I thought it was just okay, honestly.
are coating the world in a darkness that is much more akin to evening than it is the midday. The temperatures have continued to fall. It is now well below freezing, and it adds a bitter bite to the turmoil of the day. Snow has begun to fall as well. It's coming in large, heavy flakes. They tumble down more like more like stones than drifting down like feathers as they hit the ground with audible pats. Sounds of chaos still fill the air as the citizens of Newtown have joined forces with George's troops and are currently engaging in putting down the rest of the Concordant soldiers. You can also hear shouts and calls for help as the citizens are putting out fires that are raging around town currently. And as all this is going on, as you look up into the sky, you can see the glint of the fire reflecting off of the snowflakes in orange and yellow speckles. And from inside the Great House is a very strange clacking noise. And what are we doing?
Well, I'm still hugging my dog that just I don't know what the rest of you are doing.
I think,
Well,
I
'cause I
Rev
think-
and I are right
yeah,
there with
We're
you.
also like pretty, I think, like 500 feet away from the Grey House. So
Yeah, you all come out into that center quad area there. And to kind of refresh where you all were standing, Bashira is next to, I believe, yes, Damon, in a kind of almost like catatonic daze that was imposed upon her by Vaughn. The advisor is by Anna, who had bonked him on the head and then drugged him out.
Yeah, I saved his life.
Trying to help you. That's all that's flirting around here.
Yeah,
The Amanda
I mean-
staring in towards the Great House where their fallen friend and leader disappeared in that white flash that bathed the city. And again, I asked, Lon, what are you doing at this point?
I believe you had mentioned some things that have come, like some who had rolled out or some items that had
Yes.
fallen last
As a matter
time.
of fact, from inside of the Great House, the headpiece that had been worn by Exotaurus rolled out. And as it rolled out, it rolled where you and George are standing, right in between both of you. And as it spun down and landed, almost like the way a coin would, it transformed from that headpiece into the crown that Viteris used to wear as sovereign of Granitegard.
I know there's like the chaos that's happening around here, and I'm sure I can like feel like the sadness, the somberness that's coming from these individuals who just lost their compatriot, and feeling it myself. But I think I look over to George, cast a little glance, and just like look down in disbelief as it sits there nestled between us, almost waiting to see who's going to reach and pick it up first.
I'd look at Vaughn and I look down and I look up at Vaughn and I look down again. And I kneel down and I pick up the crown. While I have had this for some time, I've never felt worthy. And I've always felt that it was placed on me out of necessity, not out of duty or honor or responsibility or even protocol. But as it is still my position, I would like to offer you this crown as king, and also offer myself as advisor.
George, they say the best leaders are those who do not wish to wear the weight of this responsibility. And for this, I want to say no, because neither do I want it. But yet I think that is why I must take it. And he like reaches out to take it from you.
Mhm.
This isn't our day. And he like turns around to the chaos that is happening here. There's work to be done. And he just takes it, and rather than putting it on, he puts it in his bag.
That will do for now. The land cannot be without a leader,
There won't
nor
be a
the
land to
people without a
lead
king.
if we don't take care of this.
I'll take up my sword and let's get to work.
Bond walks back to the rest, but specifically he's going to head over to see what Tarquin and other friends are doing here. I think there's a deep feeling of remorse and sadness for what's just taken place, and he wants to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah. Probably at this point, in lieu of facing the feelings, Tark would just be in like strategy talks with Eamon, just being like, all right, we need to get the engineers on the north wall, like ballista on the armaments, bring in all the soldiers now that we've taken the city.
Yeah,
That's kind of the context of the discussion that you approach.
yeah. I think Eamon's doing his best to just kind of contain the rage that's happening inside him right now from, you know, his leader and basically adopted father essentially as well. You know, it's just gone in a flash of holy light. So, but he knows that, you know, there's business to be taken care of, you know, that there's no time for grief right now. And yeah, just kind of getting everything going. So, so everything is kind of calmed down, like in the area that we're in.
In the area that you're in right now, it is secured by the 750 soldiers that you were able to get up on their feet. They came rushing into the front gates with you. So the entire central area here within the town basically is secured. The conflicts that are going on here and there throughout the town are basically being engaged in by the citizens who are joined up with George's forces that are working on the remaining few concordant soldiers. A good many of them are already currently surrendering. And as that is happening, you can see people being brought towards the center of town, these prisoners as well as the doing the acts themselves. And as they look upon the Antherians and also see George and Vaughn, they pretty much kind of come up and stop at this point. There's a lot of confusion at the moment of what is happening, who, what, where, how, why. And again, you can still hear that sound coming from inside the great house.
Is Septimus's honor guard
They are.
with the command sent? Indeed, you know. We should have them come with us to collect what's left.
And is like all of his where is Septimus? Like, is he in the
As you
Well,
step into the great house,
yeah.
there is really nothing left in here aside from empty suits of armor or clothes of those that were part of the concordance that have been serving with them. The Colossus is gone. There's nothing left of the Colossus, but in almost a neat, orderly fashion, the way it lays on the ground is Exotaurus's armor, his weapons, his shield, his belongings that he brought into battle are all said that the ticking sounds coming from the chess piece that had bound him up during the combat that had kept his back and such in place.
So I'm going to, or Eamon's going to say to the honor guard, make sure the building is secured. My friends, gather around. There is something that I need to discuss with you. And he, motions everybody into the great house to gather around where, Exotaurus's remains are with the Colossus, and tells the guard to secure the door. Make sure nobody gets in.
The honor guard begin forming, as you have said. They've also take the armor and such and place it up on the table with reverent fashion.
So are there still like townsfolk from Newtown that are like actively engaged with Concordance soldiers at this point?
It is dying down. The bulk of the soldiers you assume were probably right here by the great house and in the barracks, except for the ones that were up on the walls and things along those lines. And everybody that was in the barracks and within the great house are gone.
We will send scouts to sweep through the city too.
Okay, well, I guess I will begrudgingly go follow into the Grey House because
So I guess as soon as everybody gathers around,
Real quick, I'm not gonna go, and because I have a feeling that Vashio should not go with us. So I'm gonna stay out there with her, but I'm going to take every single bout of poison and weapon that she has on her person.
Oh, smart. Good call.
Good call.
It's kind of one of those scenes that you're like, as you begin going through the folds and flaps and hidden places on the armor that you would know about, looks almost comical if it hadn't been for the events that had just transpired, like dropping blades, dropping poison on the ground. Pile continues to grow.
Normal, yeah.
Just- for you, it's not really surprising. Anybody else walking by is like, where would all that stuff be? And it's like that's the last one. You're like, oh yeah, and you reach back on the flap of the hood, and you pull something back out as well. So yeah, your hands are a little full at this point.
That's awesome, and all of that poison, I'm pocketing it.
We can talk about that later.
Here's the 50 feet of spider growth.
as we're walking in, Eamon's gonna turn around and he's gonna see Damon. You must come. This concerns you as well. I understand that you wish to secure
I'll
her.
catch up.
I'm just talking. I'm
This
there.
will take me a minute. I promise. I will catch up.
Alright.
I'm just like reaching in.
Yes. Well, there is some important information I need to disclose upon you from Exotaurus, but
Of course. And I'll just be hanging back with Damon and talking to the advisor, like, you're fine. Walk it off. Did you see what hit you? Because I didn't. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. No, you should just go. Shoot. You're free.
So first roll.
yeah, piece of shrapnel from the explosion must have
Amazing.
conked you on the head, son.
Yeah.
He actually has absolutely no recollection. There's no long-term damage, but
Short-term memory.
short-term memory is a little bit shabby. And he's like,
What's that like?
what? You saved me? Really? Thank you. I didn't expect that kindness.
You're like so welcome. That's just part of the mercy that you'll see under this new regime. I mean, rulership. I mean, go into the night. Be free. Yeah. Your brethren, I released you into the
I
wild.
really don't have anywhere to go.
Oh, shame. I guess
He's looking at his robes. He's like, I'm gonna probably freeze to death.
I'm going to give him a dagger. I say, go into the wild.
earn your name.
Oh my lord!
And then after
I am your lord now.
oh,
All right, I rolled one. And those that are familiar with what we do here, if you roll a one, there's a set of die that you roll. It has a red dot. It only has one dot on it, and if you roll that one dot, it's a critical failure. Accepting what Echo says to him, he takes the dagger and begins walking out of the gate to a fate that we'll have maybe talk about it some other day.
When you do it, come back and tell us all about it. Okay, bye.
Looking back as he's walking towards the gate, he's finally using the path to the gate.
When you do the thing.
That's
He begins his heroes.
That's really do the thing. I wonder if someone's called Garrison Tower or something.
All right, so
Fill in the loop.
yes, I believe the rest of you are following inside.
I want to know, where is my mom here?
She's standing next to you right now.
Weird
At this point, she says she
secret.
kind of nudges you towards the end, towards the great house there. She's like,
Is she coming?
yes, absolutely. She's following everywhere
Okay,
you're walking.
Because I have much to talk about with her. I need to know she's not gonna disappear on me.
I do. Take care of your friend first, and we still have time for a discussion.
Okay, cool. Don't go anywhere. I have some trauma.
Well, Reverend, do you have any on?
Well, that's funny that you ask.
No.
Let it be.
Well,
No,
yeah,
I don't.
no,
Even funnier.
right, you don't have the monocle on.
You will.
Anybody else have any special vision or anything
I
like
got
that?
the goggles.
Oh, you do?
The secret pocket. Here you go. So I pull it out.
Yes,
Those who
incredible,
The
amazing.
Skeech's goggles and you with the monocle can see there's a tether between Mary and her mother.
Oh.
Hey, there's a.
Spider silk around.
Here, you take a look at that. You see that?
I see.
I had cast
I
truth
don't
being
see
at one
anything.
point. I don't.
I'm like throwing a
It's
dagger.
probably not
behind
active
me.
anymore, right?
You got to be tuned to it.
I don't think your mother's going anywhere.
Okay.
Or you, really.
Oh,
I think you're gonna be.
okay.
You've got some
Like
kind of
guy.
connection between the two of you.
I don't understand what you're saying, but I.
You have a magical tether between you.
Oh, great.
All right, so you all follow inside of the great house,
Yes.
and Damon, you
I'm
were
still outside. I'm working. I'm busy.
all right.
I'm hanging out with Damon.
Party.
Yeah.
Into the great house, the rest of you go.
So as everyone walks in, Eamon's gonna go up to Exitoris's remains and just kneel down and just put his hand on his armor and just kind of kneel down, close his eyes, and just sit there for about a minute in silence. And then he's gonna get up and he's gonna say, "My friends, I know that this is probably not the best time to do this, but Exitoris willed that upon his death, that I read his last will and testament. I believe that now is a good time as any." And he's going to reach into his robe and pull out a scroll with a seal. And he's going to tear the seal. He's going to open it and he's going to start to read. The last will and testament of Septimus Exitoris Vertigilum. If you are reading this, then my journey has come to an end. If I am correct, then the dream that has followed me my whole life has come true. The first I dreamt this dream, I was but a small boy. In my dream, 2 dragons sat across a table from one another, upon which rested a game board with 12 sides. One dragon was black and smelled of acrid swamps and burning sulfur. The other dragon was golden and smelled of the forests, like incense made of cedar and musk. They glared at one another with obvious intent, as if the game would be the end of either of them. As the game progressed, the 2 dragons would move pieces around the game board, and as the pieces took the place of one another, the pieces would often break and would be removed from the table. Then the dragons began to pick up toys, miscellaneous objects, and pieces from other games, and place them on the board. The black dragon would sometimes reuse pieces that had been removed from the board or would place large quantities of monstrous dolls onto the board. The golden dragon, however, would often place strange objects onto the board, most of which seemed to have no relation to one another, until, inexplicably, they would destroy the dolls of the black dragon. Then, as the game neared the end, the black dragon placed a hideous monstrosity onto the table. It looked like a token that had been removed from the golden dragon's game pieces, but larger and more grotesque. Suddenly, the black dragon placed many soldiers all over the game board, swarming the pieces of the golden dragon. The black dragon seemed to take dozens of turns in a row, his forces swarming the entire game board. The golden dragon placed a single candle in front of the monstrosity at the head of its forces. This candle was insignificant and unremarkable, other than bearing the number 7 prominently. When the candle was placed before the monster, it ignited and began to glow with a raging intensity that was hard to behold before exploding. When the light dissipated and the smoke cleared, the candle was gone, leaving behind its stand and adornments, and the other items placed into play by the golden dragon. But the monstrosity was no more, forever eradicated. This move leveled the playing field and returned fairness to what was clearly a lopsided game. So, if my dream has come true, I am that candle. I have burned up in a blaze of glory, and the strongest enemy between the golden dragon and victory has been removed from the board. May those present at my death, those from my dream who are the items placed upon the board beside me, divide my belongings that remain among themselves, aside from my dragon tooth, which I leave to my son, Tarquin. This parting gift is my lot, to carry for others what they could not carry for themselves until the appointed time. Take my coin purse and feed the poor. The belongings in my home are to be divided among my 3 children, Tarquin included, who will receive equal part of my estate. And please tell my family that I love them, and tell my darling wife, Antonia, that she will always carry me in her heart, and, as I think of her always, that my last thoughts were of her. And yeah, and then the rest of it is something that there's another part of the will, and he will go up to Tarquin, and this is just something for you.
Yeah.
As you can see, it says, the bearer of this will shall return, I'm going to just read it to Tarquin, shall return this to my compatriot Ariel Vanderbutton, who resides in Anthera, and can be found at the temple of the one god. Give it to no one else. She will provide you with 5,000 gold for its successful delivery. May the one god keep you. So this is something that you and I will take care of later. But for now,
Understood.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Sounds like a normal thing when people die.
Well, for rich folk, who have stuff.
That's pretty accurate.
My daddy
Do you have
died.
one of
He
those?
didn't have anything to leave me.
I used to. It hasn't been updated in about 12 years.
so
Maybe I should write one. I got a lot of cool stuff now.
So as Eamon finishes
Start on
reading,
that will.
as Eamon finishes reading, he, you know, you can see obviously he's very distraught, and he's like, you know, trying to hold back the tears and the rage, and he composes himself. And my friends, gather round. He goes to the, you know, pile of stuff on the table there, and he takes the Kilwa and he goes to Tarquin. This is yours.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great weapon, blessed by the one God. Use it wisely in his name. He picks up the shield, and you can see all of the items have actually like written like carved into them, I guess, like chiseled into them, like a prayer to the one God. So each piece, each of these items is blessed, carries a blessing from the one God. They will surely help each of you on your journeys. And he picks up the shield. This is the Twilight Shield. It was found in the deepest depths, worn by the vanguard that protected the mines with the most riches and most abundant ore. And he hands it to Echo.
Echo bows his head when he receives it.
May this protect you in your journey. Next, he picks up a ring. This ring was cut from the shell of an aquatic organism. And it is a ring of water. And he gives it to Mary. It is a ring blessed by the one God, so all water that you touch may become holy.
Ooh, that's cool.
Cool.
That's tight.
You know, holy water goes for a good price. Maybe this is not the right time to mention
It's
this.
not the right time.
Okay, but I can tell you,
It is holy because it is blessed by the one God. That, you know, as far as the the abilities of the wand.
Yeah,
That is
people will
something-
pay a good price. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to set up a side business for if we don't all die.
He hands this to this goes to Noah, and then this goes to Aaron.
Just take all my stuff. And throw it.
Always be hustling.
Yep.
So Anna and Damon are outside, right? Yeah. Well,
I'll take theirs.
I will. Yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah.
Legal representative.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put on your
okay.
glasses.
All right.
I'll represent them here. Hold
You
on a
represent them. Okay. Well, so he picks up a pair of boots.
With the fur.
Yeah. for-
Thank you.
uh, the boots, they're tightly fitted with strange gnomish kind of clockwork devices, and also affixed to them as a prayer. And these are the boots of the wind. I was going to give them to your quick disappearing friend out there, but I guess this is something that you can pass along.
I'll take them.
Yes, I trust you.
Yeah, I'll
There goes my thing.
and I start displacing gravel. How much can I fit in these?
Out of all the things, you go, yes, gravel.
If I didn't do pranks,
Hey, at least it's not Legos,
if I
so
didn't like you, then I wouldn't do pranks.
true. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Well,
I think the
speaking
video
of,
equivalent to Legos, just straight up Caltrop, right?
It's D-Force.
Divorce.
speaking of truth and honor, and he picks up an amulet. It's a very beautiful, ornately designed amulet.
Ooh. Oh my god.
It's made of mithril, has gems.
Sick.
It has gems suspended from a mithril chain. And when it's held up to the light, the gems cast a shadow that contains a poem about peace and safety being
Aw.
found in the light of the truth as a blessing to the one God as well. And he hands it to you, to the Reverend. He says, "This is the amulet. This is known as the amulet of truth."
Oh, that's me.
Yes, I bestow it upon you in good faith. Please
It is, yes.
use it with honor and wisdom.
Yeah, because I'm very truthful. Thank you.
You're
Well,
Thank you.
the amulet, this amulet will help guide your words and your deeds.
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Clearly,
really appreciate it.
this was given to the right person. I feel.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed in giving me this magic item that I will not abuse. All right, I
I
think
think
that's,
maybe we should read the fine print
that's-
of the item. What?
And to Sir Skeech, I believe. He hands you a small fanny pack. And this is the bag of joy.
Oh,
See, Exotaurus was very philanthropic. He loved children. He loved giving gifts. And perhaps this bag will bring joy to you and those around you. And oh yeah, there's another page. Yeah.
a bag full of
Yeah.
joy.
It's a small bag with a big description.
Shields, the weapons,
Oh, that's-
the magic shoes. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, just
Thanks.
read it. You'll like it.
Was it?
Read it. I fix it with my bandolier, my bag of holding.
Is that a belt bag?
Oh my god.
we'll read it
I'm gonna
to you,
send it like
Steve.
right in front.
We'll make sure
Oh,
you know how to work it.
I can also help you tell you the price of a bag of joy. See, down in the spice cup. Well, I'd say about
Reverend, stop. So rude.
You have some gravel.
Yeah. I see that your kobold companion is not here. There is something for her as well, which can I trust you to give this to her?
Not Reverend. You can pass it this way. Like,
But he has the amulet of truth now.
True, true.
We gotta move seat.
Um, and
Just suck. I
finally,
technically don't have it yet,
Oh, that's true.
so it's passing it down to whoever's holding it.
can you, will one of you go and get your friend Anna? There is something for her that she needs to come and get. I cannot take it. It is this armor that she must come in.
Oh.
I wanted to
I can grab her.
Okay.
I'll just open the door. Anna, armor.
What? Oh my gosh, incredible. Mirror. Oh my god. How dare you get this dirty and opening it up in
Put it out and then just marbles and marbles and marbles and marbles.
Someone said something about armor.
Yes, yes, come.
Oh my
And he
god.
picks up the armor that's on the table, and this dwarven armor was worn by the constructors of massive mine shafts. It is made out of adamantium, and it is like magically conforms to the shape of its owner. So one size fits all, essentially.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and do you put it on?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, as you put it on, like it
Yeah.
it kind of like some like panels kind of like shift open, and so it's like kind of like the Iron Man suit. where you
Incredible.
put it on, and it just kind of like just locks into place.
This does like come off though, right?
Yes, of course,
Oh, fantastic.
of
Good.
course. Yeah, but you have to like blow yourself. No, I'm kidding.
You just have to die.
I really should ask questions
Yeah,
like before.
It's like sealing over your face.
Wait. We may have some questions.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I see that the town is already on the rightful king.
In his
Or
bag.
with the rightful king.
With
With the rightful king.
Yeah, I don't see a crown.
Do you what I see that you are holding it. What do you plan? What do you plan to do? We know that you are the rightful king, but it is up to you to decide.
I will take the burden of the crown. The crown belongs with me, though I will not wear it until this business is taken care of.
I understand. And he puts his arm on your shoulder. My friends, it is indeed a sad day, but also a day of glory, a day of victory. But victory is not upon us yet. There is more work to do, more fighting to be done. We must gather our forces. We must attack the enemy, and we must put all of this to an end. May the blessings of the one God be with all of you. And he gives you an inspiring speech, and as the inspiring leader, Pete, he spent 10 minutes inspiring up to 6 allies that can see or hear you within 30 feet, and each creature gains temp HP of 16.
Who are you?
You pick. You guys pick. I mean, all of them, everybody is here, so you choose. who
Actually,
gets
Damon's
inspired.
not here,
Right,
so-
right, except for Damon.
There's
Yeah.
everyone but Damon.
So anybody that
No,
can
we got
hear or see
plenty.
me within 30 feet.
Plenty of beef.
I'm not here.
So that's
I know.
everyone else who's here.
Yeah, I would say
don't need
definitely Tarquin, because, you know, he's my boy.
I've got a
Yeah, fair
bag.
enough.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got a bag to inspire me.
Yeah, that's true.
Say the gain again. The
The what?
benefit.
16. 16 temp.
16. Okay, so who's getting the plus 16?
Is it to HP? What is it?
Vaughn.
Temp
Yeah,
HP.
move
Oh.
on.
Okay, Vaughn. Echo.
I don't need it. It's okay.
I mean, I'll take it.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anna.
Who am I to pass up this opportunity?
I mean, I probably
Reverend. Yeah, you
should
could-
use it.
And then Skeech or Mary.
and
listen.
Tark when you're getting
I
it.
have it.
Yeah.
My dad had told me never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Okay, Skeet, you're getting it.
Sure.
All right.
So, my friends, what is your plan now?
Well, you said it's time to strike against the enemy, but I'm gonna need you to narrow that down. We've made a lot of enemies over the past few months.
I think Melisandre's is number 1 on our list.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, who do we got to go through to get to her?
Probably a lot. I don't know.
You have everything taken care of here. I know we have our mission, but I'm
Mary's mother steps forward at this point. My time is short, but I need to discuss some matters with you.
That's my mom.
Oh,
And it's the writer in black that you've
Oh.
seen advising George.
well then, in that case, I bow. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Well, although we have officially met prior to, it's very nice to be in your company.
Well, I couldn't. You had a cloak on, I couldn't see.
Careful, Reverend.
Someone smacked
You're
him
doing
upside
great.
The head.
But you have my ears and my attention.
I'm pleased to see that you and George,
In my heart.
he is a very good man. I have been by his side from the beginning. And while I was placed there to manipulate him and an eye on him as an asset, I could not let George be taken advantage of. His intentions have been noble at heart. And the man means what he says when he says he will be by your side as an advisor.
Expect nothing less from Mary's family. Thank you for your help.
Who put you in that position?
Melisandus placed me there, my mother. She restored my soul to my body and bound me as this revenant form that you see
When did this happen?
many years ago.
Many years ago.
Many years ago. Even your father didn't know until near the end. And
Where
as
have you been?
As she's talking, you can see little bits of dust going off of her form. I would highly recommend that you, with George's forces, brace this town for what's coming. You have two armies that are about to beset you. The Concordance, which in numbers of 30,000 and seems most overwhelming, but they are not what you should be afraid of. The Forge Master's army will be here before them. They will be. The battle that you were supposed to fight was supposed to destroy both of your forces in preparation for the Concordance to come, for the harvest that will happen with those soldiers.
Not loving that word.
The Forge Master has been preparing for many years, building constructs that await souls to power them. I would suggest that you rally up, do what you must, and then proceed in to stop the Forge Master first. I understand that, Echo, you are looking to conclude your business with the physician, but I highly doubt that you will have a chance to do so if you don't stop the Forge Master first.
Then he dies.
I wish you the best of luck. I hope you were able to see that through.
Oh, it'll happen.
Eamon's gonna go to Tarquin and he's gonna say, "Where will you be traveling with your friends, or will you be joining the army?"
Suppose that's up to the king. I'll be here to support if you need me.
Now, he's not the king yet, so
I mean,
I
that's
think you can make your
debatable.
own choice.
Possession, there's something about that, yes.
Much to get all that stuff.
Lean into it a bit more. I'll do it for you, Skeech, yeah. Tarkin, we'd love to have you if you will join us, but I understand if your heart would desire to be with you and your people. Please go where you think you will be best served.
If she speaks true, Forge Master is our top priority. That's where I'll be.
Yes, that is a wise decision. I can hold it down here. We can take care of everything. You must go do the important job.
Thank you. Be well.
You got to protect these people.
I will do everything in my power. Leave. And he's gonna go up to his soldiers, to his honor guard. He's gonna gather the generals. And he's gonna walk past them. You know, they open the door and he's gonna walk out and he's gonna rally up everybody. And there's a lot of work to be done. We must plan. We must secure the gates. And he starts going around and like, shouting like, secure that gate, gather the troops and all
Hold on
that.
a moment.
Yes.
I feel terrible that I can't be here. I pledged to aid our king and my friends, but my loyalty really lasts to these people here in Newtown. So, best I can do is to give you this. And I hand you the music box of wondrous inspiration, since you've given me this gift, which will make me have to tell the truth always. I'm indebted to you, so I'm going to give you.
It's like super sincere though.
Yeah, when you open up, when the time is right,
Yeah.
and you need to bolster your forces, open up that box, play it. I know it seems whimsical, but it will inspire all the forces in your general vicinity. Use it at the right time.
George, you going to come on to
He's standing.
in the town?
Yeah, take all of the forces that are still with me, as this hasn't, our transition to Vaughn has not been made public. So I will continue to.
So you and Naaman are going to secure the town?
Yes.
All right.
All
So
right.
George's people begin working with your soldiers, also the sick and the engineers and such are being brought in at this point. Damon,
Oh, hold on, before we get there, I feel like, so the music box, so I thank you for this gift, my friend, and I believe that now is as good a time as any. And standing all around you, he opens the music box and, listens to the tunes come from it, and there's a single tear that just rolls down his cheek. And
Aw.
everybody, when opened, the box plays a boisterous tune, providing inspiration to all creatures within 15 feet.
Ooh.
All affected creatures gain a +1 to their attack and damage rolls for 1 round.
So I assume you had all your people like kind of huddle in as close
Yeah.
as they could. Get inspired.
Yeah.
Everybody gets.
as you have finished getting rid of any possible danger from her natural skills that Bashir that would have, one of the remnant approaches you and drops to his knees. You asked us to keep tabs on Anna's siblings.
Yes.
You will find them in the Red Valerian with Murin and Lawrence.
Brilliant.
Murin has bid us to dispatch Anna to come parlay for them.
What?
Murin wishes to parlay with Anna.
Oh, what? What? Repeat that one more time. Okay. And
They
I
have
got some blood in my ears. I'm looking a little hurt right now.
their siblings being held hostage at the Red Valerian.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Murin either wants to trade Anna's life or their lives for his freedom. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go down, but
This dude.
Oh
what you
no.
asked us to do, we have
He's
wired the gators.
going.
Brilliant. That I will. I'm gonna wipe some blood all away from my eyeballs. I will.
Too bad instead on all that 10 HP.
I know, right? I will relay that information to her. Thank you. You can return to the guard tower.
And he bows and takes off.
We're already here.
What's my buddy here that's completely has no weapons doing right now?
She's still in that catatonic state that you placed her in for like an hour or something like that.
Yes.
Brilliant.
So at this point in time, there's still like 30 minutes left.
Is she aware? Does she have like self-awareness even though
I'm
she like
pretty
can't
sure
move?
that she can take in the data around her. She just can't do anything except kind of be in that stupor, right?
Correct.
Six.
So if I speak, that's awesome. But that's great. If I speak to her, she just won't respond, but she'll register what I'm saying.
I do believe
I like it.
from the
The
confines.
perfect listener.
After my little friend runs off, and I take in that information, that horrible, horrible information. I'm going to look at her. Wow, this is beautiful. Anyway, it's mine now. You said that humans did that to you, but humans also just saved you. And I'm going to motion to my arms that are completely covered in scars. Oh. Humans did this to me. The same people that you work with did this to me. Yet I still found my way out of that darkness, and you can too. Or the shoe, sorry. Malicendus is not on your side. And I think you know this deep down, and I think you're just hurt and you're angry. But you have every right to be. But you need to think this through.
Unfortunately, it's really hard to tell what has transpired in there.
That's fine. I will. What are the vibes? Can I vibe check?
Yeah, roll the vibe check.
Again, the same kind of derpy look that she had on her face when it initially did.
That's okay. I'm gonna pretend that
Plus 2 on vibes.
on my face, I'm showing that I know that she took that information in, but on the inside, I'm like, and I will look. How much stuff is on the ground?
It's a sizable pile. Like, it's a ridiculous amount. Like, anybody walking by would be like, where was all that?
Would I be able to have some of the soldiers come over and collect that stuff and take it away?
Easily. George
Brilliant.
and actually George and Emmett are out here currently. So you could just even tell them, hey, have your men take this.
What kind of daggers did she have?
She has a couple of very interesting daggers.
I'm gonna take those.
All right, they're
I'm gonna
obsidian.
take everything that is important to me that will help me.
Oh, okay. We will talk at a different point about some of the toxins that you have
Brilliant.
on you. Some of that fire sand that we had talked about.
Mhm.
But they're most
Heck
impressive thing
yes.
to see are 2 obsidian blades.
Oh.
Those are mine now. And after her pile has disappeared, so I know that she can't just grab it when she snaps out of it, I'm going to turn my back and I'm going to leave her. Just standing there.
She's just out in the street. Just
Yeah.
derp.
There's a theme of what we're doing to people today. Send her into the water.
Give her. I'm not giving her any weapons. And I'll walk into the building where my friends are.
All right. And you can see everybody's got new toys. People are checking them out. Anna's flexing in her armor. You know, just making sure it's perfect.
Damon,
Mm.
I've got great news.
Mm-hmm.
That feather Ammon, he gave us some new toys, and you got yourself a new pair of shoes.
Do I hear the gravel in there?
I would say make a sleight of hand on that, Reverend.
Oh, absolutely. That will be sleight of hand 25.
You don't hear any gravel whatsoever.
Here you are, shine a new pair of shoes. I even buffed them up for you. That's for you. Take that. Physical comedy.
As you take the shoe, they're the heaviest pair of shoes that you ever like. How does he even walk in these things?
Serious.
I mean,
mission.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice. I don't think this will help me. This is quite heavy.
Well, once you get them on your feet, it's Ammon told me all the magic. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Reverend. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
It means a lot to me that you took these for me while I was outside.
Anything for you, brother?
And I'm going to put the shoes down, and I'm not putting them on yet. Anna.
It smells like feet
Yeah.
out of the table.
Look at this armor. I feel like on top of the world right now. I
Mhm.
think things are finally going our way. It's gonna be great. It's all uphill
Nothing
from
can
here.
bring you
Nothing can
down.
bring it down. Yeah. So,
So,
you have-
in order to have your siblings back, you must
what?
fight for them.
But what do you? What?
They are
Forwards, please.
the,
Your arm is glitching.
It's the armor.
the Red Valerian Inn, and they are being held hostage.
Well, I mean, we're quiet. Can we go in there and kill everybody?
He specifically wants you.
This is Merwin?
Mhm.
Great. Classic. Of course. Fantastic. All right. Well, shall we just pop over? I can.
Do you
Alright.
feel up to it? I mean,
I feel pretty all right, I say.
a little hurt myself.
Maybe we can rest about 59 more minutes. And then
Listen, we can make a plan on the way there, but Anna, listen, I love the Red Valerian. I love a good tavern as much or more than the next guy, but, tear the whole place down. Well, I'll rebuild a new tavern if we can get your siblings out of there.
I figure just demolish it.
I feel like
yeah.
the man has made a what you might call a tactical error, Tarquin, because he done made all of us real mad at him.
Yeah. I feel much the same way.
It's like,
I think that sounds really good, Echo. I think it just would add to the decor. I feel like it would be beautiful, and it would be like never kidnap my siblings again. Is really the message it sends.
I am in agreement.
Yeah.
Well, I think we gotta go. We gotta go now. We gotta hurry.
Yeah, I think rest first, just real quick, and
58
then
more minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
15 more minutes, and then
not to say that we have to rush, but there's nothing stopping us from going there and resting outside. Let the hour we sit there looking in.
I like it.
I love that. Yes. Uh-huh.
Like it's gonna be on
As soon
in
as everyone picks a corner,
59 minutes.
then we'll just wait outside.
Yes, imagine everyone's staging outside.
Sharpening my spike.
They may change their mind by the time we've rested.
Yeah, I think that's. I think they'll see the error of their ways. I think we
You
can
and
maybe
I.
make it out of this boat.
There is one matter. Your sister.
oh,
Vaughn knows where she is by feeling. So for you, I'll know when she comes to and what direction she's going because I moved it to her.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I recognize Exotaurus's wishes. I also recognize that she's your sister. State it plainly.
I
Do you
pledge-
plan on executing her, showing mercy?
I pledged to Exotaurus that I would put an end to her. If I'm to step into this role with any type of responsibility or weight or honor on my shoulders, I will follow through with what has been placed before me. With that being said, it's not an easy decision.
Have to kill. Not unreasonable. She can never be anyone.
I see
Those
this
steps
as-
need to be taken.
I see this as pressing, yes, I understand, but I also see it. We can place her in some type of bonding. We could bring her back to the tower. We can make this decision once we've moved forward. We can hold her.
I respect your decision.
Damon? Did you remove any items?
we're just gonna hold up a bunch of toxins in my hands. Yes, I did. All of them. She has nothing.
Can you instruct some individuals to take them back to our garrison tower?
Yes. Preferably to a well-lit room.
Yes.
Very well lit.
But the other issue is she specifically trained under Malacindus, it appears, so she might have other tricks up her sleeves to get out of situations.
Are you ready to accept that responsibility if she kills me? The rest of your family's at the tower.
Oh.
Did she know about your mother? I can't imagine she does.
Do you think she'd react? She can't blame your mother for betraying her. She wasn't really.
I imagine this adds another crack to the story that Malacindus has attempted to paint.
Maybe that would actually be helpful if she saw her.
I agree.
regardless of what decision is made, I'd like for us all to be in the same. He looks over to George, wherever George is currently around here as well.
You guys are actually having this conversation out in the quad, and if you're having a conversation with George and Eamon and such, you're maybe 15 feet away from her, so she's probably overhearing everything that you're saying.
Beautiful. Sure, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I think we all need to be in the same place at least once. So my decision stands.
I can make her worse.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm still a little confused while we're waiting for siblings.
Oh.
It's one guy, right?
I think it's probably like 2 because Marwan can never like get his own hands dirty, so he's probably gonna get Lawrence to do it, which is fine. I've been literally waiting for this moment
Right.
for years. Yeah, obviously, of course, naturally. But yeah, so I feel like, but we're just waiting because a lot of us are like kind of peaky, right? I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Eamon's wounds are closed, but there is a little bit of a shakiness in Damon's
But yeah, did you have an idea? Do you have an idea, Skeech? Like, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want my siblings to be there, and we really haven't needed these. And I'm gonna pull out 2 greater healing potions and 4 regular healing potions.
Oh heck yes.
So like, if we just want to go there, get that taken care of, then we can all head back to the tower.
Echo had an idea. I mean, we know that in like the back of our hand.
We easily could sneak in and at least be close enough in case your negotiations don't well that we can swoop in and try and save your siblings. if it
Maybe,
comes to shove.
yeah, maybe I can go in and make some sort of like splashy distraction and
You
like,
can do your best to actually figure out whatever's going on.
I
But
think
we're
great.
there as a backup option.
Yeah.
And we're going to do what's necessary.
incredible. All right, I love this plan. Let's go. Okay.
So you guys qualifying the potions. I think Damon's getting one of the greater ones, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
How much? I'm also going to cast Cure Wounds on you. Like, move on now.
Hey.
And you feel fire burning in you. And that's all.
Thank you.
With fire in Damon's gut, off we head for the Red Valerian.
Yeah, as everybody,
Thank you.
as everyone's leaving, Eamon's gonna
All
say,
tires.
he's gonna say, "Good luck, my friends. May the one God protect you. I will keep a link between you. If there is anything that you need, let me know. As long as you're within 1 mile. But I'm gonna link with Tarquin, Vaughn, I guess the Reverend, and Skeech. You know, so we can communicate telepathically for 2 hours.
Potions. More healing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
After
Accessories.
I'm gonna keep these people safe.
After George has finished making any like announcements or commands to your troops, I would ask George to go back to the garrison tower and keep a personal eye on Brashera. Family needs to. Yeah, family.
All right.
Okay, you want to talk?
George, you dispatch with the soldiers with Bashira.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll as you wish.
We'll see what happens with that here. And to the rest of you, as you proceed through town, you can see that the Antherian forces mixed with George's forces have subdued any of the remaining concordants. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of resistance from most of them. And looking at them again, can see that a good number of these people are literally mercenary forces that have been hired to like none of these people are from the north. As you look at them, very much like Middle Kingdom complexions, even some from Spice Coast and such as well. They look like sellswords that have been brought in and that sort of thing, which is very much par for the course for the concordants of buying their forces and buying the things that they need there. So again, now that the bankrolling has departed, their desire to stick to the cause is also departed as well. So they're surrendering, asking for, amnesty on that. Say, hey, look, we're just paid to do this job. There's really no hatred towards you folks. Sorry about that. Moving towards the Red Valerian, you can see a good number of folks in the town are outside of the Red Valerian looking towards it at this point. The front doors are wide open, and inside the 2 front doors, you can see little Tom He's still bandaged up from what happened before, as well as both Zilda's daughters there looking from the lobby area in towards where the tavern is. But there's not a whole lot else past that going on.
Is Roland still there?
Roland? He's somewhere else within the town at this point, doing something noble,
Classic.
along with
course, yeah.
Emmett Jr.
Yeah, that's right. Classic role.
I'm putting up my veil, so me, Damon, and Sky will slink off.
Towards the back.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. If it goes south, I'm gonna turn into a giant gorilla and punch through the roof.
I love this plan. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, immediately. Yeah.
But you got this.
Just to remind you, if you do punch the roof, you'll be on the 3rd floor, and there'll be a couple floors between you here.
So you
and her
just
to
keep
get to the
going.
tavern.
Just
Yeah.
I want to make sure that that's clear before anything happens, because you can look at the building and see the 3 stories.
Is there a chimney?
They're on the 2nd floor though.
No, the tavern is on the 1st floor.
Oh, I just
There has
punched you in the
to be.
1st floor then.
Like, so you got a Kool-Aid man on the wall.
You should see if I can take Skeech's sack of joy.
Is there a chimney in the tavern?
Yes, but there is smoke coming out of it. I know that
Don't matter. This guy jumped in lava. He doesn't care about smoke.
As we talked about before,
You think I'm afraid of a little spice? Come on.
I was just clarifying, if you want that smoky barbecue flavor. So, all right.
Let's cover.
Echo.
So, Echo,
Yeah.
you're going to attempt to shimmy down the
Yeah.
fire.
I'm going to grab your cloak before you do this. What are you doing?
I'll go through the chimney and I'll hang out in there. You find an alternate entrance and we'll meet up in the middle and we'll keep an eye on his siblings and then we'll intercept.
Is this a good idea?
I think it's great.
Are you sure?
No.
Let me ask you, smart one. If you fall, what is
I
going
won't
to
fall. I can climb.
happen?
Plan sounds
Drag a wall down.
This has been proven time.
Yeah. If Echo can climb, he will.
Take Sky with you.
All right. Not just let go of his cloak.
And I'm gonna do like the like shading. I'm
Yes.
just gonna hang out with just the top of my eyes poking out. So
As soon as you see Echo go off the roof and disappear into the fireplace chimney there, both Sky looks up at you with probably the same expression that you're looking down at Sky with.
guys,
The tail kind of dips down, the ear's going to flatten out, just like,
This guy's had a launch day.
Poor guy.
I trust him. All right, let's go.
there's a little bit of wine.
assistant manager of the way. You have
And around to the back door, I take it you're heading?
Yes.
There's no guard, nobody standing near that.
Oh,
so
I'm still
access
gonna
is-
sneak.
Go ahead and give me a stealth on that. And Echo, go ahead and give me a stealth as well.
23.
All right.
yeah, 22.
22,
Oh, sorry, 32.
32.
Ooh. Okay.
What are the rest of you just waiting outside looking in at this point?
100%.
As I'm like
Yeah, just-
flipping through the bag, Anna, what are
Yeah.
accessories again?
They're like shiny things that complement your outfit.
Like this? I'm gonna pull out this like fancy masquerade mask.
Yes.
You seem really excited.
Yeah. Thank you. I think it's gonna. Yeah. Perfect. Great. I put it on. What does it do?
I think this will give you advantage on persuasion and deception checks.
Incredible. Okay.
So happens. All
I
right.
got one too, and I pull out a scary mask that is just a goblin's face, and I put it over mine. It
Doesn't
looks
really look
hauntingly like Dongle before the incident.
I like how you had to specify.
Okay, and then just to double check, we also from the music box we got
+1 to attack.
That was for one round, though. I do believe 5 seconds is transpired between
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, I thought it was more like
It
the next
it was a
when
good
you enter combat, but yeah, no, it's
okay. 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 It's like, okay, never mind. I feel inspired. It's +2 from. Oh, wait, that's to my AC though, not the.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, sick. Okay, tight.
So you're now at a 20 on your base.
Bag.
It's
I think so. Yeah.
I'll come out like a.
So I give you 22 when you have the armor on, right?
Oh,
half plate.
what?
20.
It's half plate.
I think it brings me to 20 even.
And then if you do ice,
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, gotcha. Yep, yeah.
Plus 2, so just
I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to cast Death Ward.
Oh, thank you.
So instead of dying, you go to 1 hit point. So you are protected
Amazing.
from
I
death.
think I got this.
I'm
though.
sure
It's
you
gonna
do.
be
It's
so
just a
good.
precaution.
All right. Okay.
As the rest of you are approaching on a kind of
Yeah.
you can see little Tom look over at you, and he kind of puts his hand up in caution and points towards the tavern. And he's like, one, holds up one hand like that, and then kind of does a circling motion as he points, looks to be across where the tavern sits.
I turn and look back where he's pointing.
Well, you're outside of the tavern at
Yeah.
this point. You're looking in as again he's
Oh,
inside in that
okay.
that where the front desk sits, the
Gotcha.
stairwell that would lead up to where the rooms, and then off to the left is where the tavern is. That's where he's holding up the one finger and kind of pointing off to the far side of where the tavern is at this point.
Okay, so he's like, there's somebody in there. Great. Okay. Good. Give him a little like salute. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Gonna check to see that I can no longer see Damon and Echo.
Well, you look really carefully.
Actually, at this point, they're both gone.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
Maybe you might
smell
need
like
2
a-
eyeballs.
Yeah.
So into the tavern you go, or into the Red Valerian.
Would you like us to wait? Anything you'd like us to do?
I think I'd love to like go in and really like make an entrance. So like maybe like I push open the door and you guys are all behind me. Like I think that would be really cool. Okay, great. Okay.
Well, whatever you're gonna do, Anna, take this. I sing you a little song.
Thank you everyone for your help. This has meant so much to me. I can't wait to kill this guy and get my siblings back.
Yeah, and if the song don't work, then I'm gonna be standing out around the back, getting ready to turn into a giant ape.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Okay. So on 3,
Just standing in the back, like just flexing.
go team. All right.
Go team.
Go team. All right.
Chomp
Okay.
down bananas.
I'm gonna take a second, take a breath, and then walk up into the doors.
So up the steps you go into
Yep.
the Red Valerian, crashing across through the little threshold area
Yep.
of the lobby,
Mhm.
and you look into the tavern area. And you
Slam open the doors.
slam over the little floppy doors like
Yep.
old
Yeah, that's
I
right.
create illusion, the like pre-duel. As soon as they walk in.
All right. And as you
Take
look
a
across,
spot.
you can see the fireplace, which kind of blocks the middle section. The fire is going quite nicely in there. At the-
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, what you see for just a brief moment is Echo's head pop down, kind of licking on his hair, and he lets you do with this, and he goes right back up into the fireplace.
Nice. I wink back.
Mirren is at a table instead of in front of the set of booths. To behind him sits Lawrence, and on the floor in front of Lawrence are your siblings that are both bound. And Lawrence is sitting there kind of strumming on a guitar as he is his lyre, just kind of singing.
Play Wonderwall.
And Nirwin is holding a
Yeah.
large bottle of wine. Looks to be 4 or 5 of them sitting on the table, and is a little bit unstable in his movement. And he's like, "Oh, you couldn't come here by yourself. That was the simplest ask."
No, obviously not.
Yeah, well, that figures for a dirtbag like yourself, a low
Take one to
income,
no one.
groveling street urchin.
Oh my God, new money says what?
Your family, our families have been harvesting the gold for generations, and you come walking in there thinking like you have been a thorn in my side for so long. You are
Good.
less than dirt.
Oh,
You
so
I have your brother and sister.
I'm
here.
so sorry. I can understand you. Have you been drinking a little bit? Oh,
course I've been
your dad
drinking.
always did say that you were a little drunk, and that's why he passed over you. Oh, so sad.
At least my father cared for me and didn't abandon me so that I would be placed into the mines. Yes, into the mines. You
could handle it. That's why. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, you can handle it?
I could handle it.
Oh,
I
yes.
handle it,
Yes.
better
You're
than
built
you
like
can
an
handle
ox,
it.
are you not? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you just and as he begins talking, and you can see that he's welling up for some sort of a speech. From the middle of his chest, this blade comes poking straight out. You see crimson begins spreading across his blouse. And as the blade disappears back in, Lawrence kicks him over. And with a surprised look, Everyone falls down to the floor.
How rude.
Oh, God, I have had to listen to him.
So much.
Yeah.
Sincerely, I am so sorry.
Nothing. You know that all day long.
But he just keeps talking. He just never stops.
He does incessantly. I mean, I know I like to get the sound of my own voice. But,
I mean, yeah, but
yes, and I do apologize about the holding of siblings here. I know that kind of makes me a terrible person for that sort of situation like that. But I tell you what, let's make this up real quick. And he flicks the blade at both of your siblings, and you hear this slip sound.
Mhm.
And the ropes fall free on both of them. Now, go to your sister. Yes. So,
interesting.
I do believe that you know, I didn't have a lot of choice to serve under them, as you well know how it runs there.
Yeah.
Although I can't say I did live quite an enjoyable lifestyle.
I
but, you
mean,
know,
they
you have to
did.
take things as they come.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
of
I'm
course.
sorry about the time you had. So I think
Guilty of that too. Yeah.
with the trade-off here of your siblings and me talking him out of stabbing them several times,
Mhm.
that might warrant me exiting this godforsaken little town and heading somewhere south and warm into the woods nightly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've set a precedent for that. And I know, like, I'll be honest, I was really looking forward to fighting you, but in different circumstances, you know, like there are other things going on. So maybe we just rain check. We catch up
Rain check?
later. Yeah.
That sounds great. I tell you what.
Yeah.
To solidify this deal,
Yeah.
he reaches up and unclasps the cloak that Cyprian had and lays that on the table. There. I've returned that for you. Now, I do believe that should
Wonderful.
allow us to catch up at a later date.
I think that sounds perfect. I would shake, but we are like nemesis, so let's like leave that. Yeah.
I tell you what, if
Yeah.
you do survive whatever insanity you're doing here, why don't
Yeah.
you meet me down in Jahar?
Oh yeah.
Let's say 6 months from now.
Perfect.
We can settle things out that way, like civilized.
Oh my god, amazing. I'm going to kill you.
Can I hear behind him and just tap him on the shoulder and go, "Good choice, my man." And then just walk around him.
Yeah. He's gonna need that.
Yeah,
Oh my
and by the
God.
way, the little wire that ran across the door itself when you opened it and broke the hairline, nice trick. Pick that up from one of your folks.
Mm.
So yes, but
was there one?
at that point, the smile kind of fades from his face as he looks at the fireplace and sees Edgar's head.
I just want to say, someone's on my naughty list.
Now he turns and looks at you, Damon. That was a dirty trick.
It's the top. It's the top.
I believe at this point our business is.
So, do me a favor. If you see like a guy who's really lost in the woods with a single dagger, could you maybe just like usher him to the next town? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Lawrence. It was so good to see you. We'll catch up soon.
Pull at him.
The third arm you wouldn't have missed. Yeah.
Did use the third arm. That's a 14 to hit.
It sails off. And,
I catch it.
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
6
See you
months?
soon. 6 months.
Fantastic. I'm
10.
sure your friend knows
Fight to the death later. All right.
best
Bye.
location down there for. What would you suggest is a good place to sun oneself on the shoreline while enjoying a tasty beverage?
My good sir, if you said that you picked up a piece of information from the organization I was a part of, then you know that I don't know any place except where the way was located.
You didn't have to be so. Well then, a good day to all of you.
Mm.
Cheerio. Bye bye. All right. Okay.
Slings his loop back around and begins singing a rather derogatory song about the rest of the party as he strolls out the door.
A minor illusion of tumbleweed across the
He's talking crap about my friends as he's leaving.
Yes.
I would like to take attack of opportunity, and I would like to use my attack for a trip. Oh, I'll take it.
I don't think that works.
No, that's just my height. I misjudged how long my legs were, so I stuck it out. He just kept walking.
Next time, Shorty. As he continues on. Hey, you know what? You could read a good book about how to make that work next time.
second.
Yeah.
Second roll, 18.
It's like, oh,
I know when you're sleeping.
incredible.
Bad.
All right.
All right. Your siblings are overjoyed, and they both of them are just nonstop glued to you at this point and just sobbing.
I'm
And
sorry about all the murders that you guys have.
well, it doesn't matter at this point, does it? Does it?
No,
And
What's
they're like, we would really like to go somewhere else if that's okay.
You know, we've got this amazing tower. There's some. Yeah, you're gonna love this kind of kids.
You're gonna send them out into the woods too with the dagger.
It's a brilliant vacation.
Do not send them out.
Woods
I
time.
mean, it's honestly probably for the best because children in our care don't.
We don't talk about that, Reverend.
It was an artful.
Send them to the murder town.
No, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go someplace super, super safe all together, and there'll be other kids to play with, and you can meet some of my friends, and it's gonna be really, really good. I'm so glad you guys are safe.
Their eyes both have a look of hope in them, and one grabs one hand and the one grabs the other hand.
This is gonna go really well, and I'm not gonna let you down. Yeah.
One of them buys it completely.
Yay!
I have streamers.
I can feel joy.
I hand them to children.
Your mother,
Trauma melts away.
Mary, your mother places her hand on your shoulder. Your mouth says, "My kind shoulder, my duty has been fulfilled, and that means my bond here is done." And again, you can see now that more dust has crumbled off of her. And she pulls you in tightly for a hug. And as you hug her, it doesn't feel like the warmth of a regular body. Again, it feels more like you're almost hugging a doll. But at the same time, it's been so long since you felt her embrace that it doesn't really matter one way or the other on that. She pulls you back. You're in a situation that your father and I tried to prevent from occurring. Fortunately, it did cost me my life and pulled me away from you as you were just a little girl back in those days. And I am sorry that what I had to do here now kept me from being with you, but I can assure you that I drew great joy in watching you for George and seeing how you've grown into an amazing woman. You have been strong, you have been loyal to your friends, and I cannot tell you how proud I am of you. I know that the world is a better place with you in it. I know that with you there, your friends do stand a chance against what you are going to face and what is ahead. I am relieved that I will be joining your father soon.
Why didn't what you and Father did work?
Melissa, this is something more than just she's no longer an elf, obviously. She used all kinds of dark magic to keep herself alive for so long. But in the end, that power couldn't stave off the inevitable passage of time. And so she found something darker, something worse, a transformation process that turned her into something beyond life or death. And with it, she was able to bind herself to this plane. And it has required her to siphon the life force from so many victims over the years to keep herself functioning. I see that you all have encountered the various derivatives of that power, where the soul stones have come into play to power those constructs. Well, the nature of her ability is very similar to that. To destroy her, you have to destroy what she has bound her soul to, or she will continue to return over and over again.
And that's the keystone, right?
don't know what she's found herself. We were never able to figure that out. But your father thought, well, your father and Algar thought that they had discovered the truth, but their fool's errand unfortunately did not end. It was nobody else backed them, nobody else believed in them. That's why they shielded it themselves. And your father was not about to drag you into that with the very real chance that you would die right along by his side.
I understand. I wish I hadn't been in the dark. But I understand.
One day, hopefully, when you have your own children, you may see things more clearly as far as why a parent might try to shield their child, sometimes from painful truth.
Perhaps.
But again, I believe that you have the strength to see this through. And she reaches in for a hug. And as you pull her tight, you can feel the last of her just kind of crumble and drift away into the wind. And a little bit of a whisper in your ear as she departs. And the tether is broken, and she's gone. We're gonna
I
take a
love
break.
the yo-yo.
We're gonna take a break. We'll come back here in just a
So
little
great.
bit. And welcome back. Again, Mary, as you hold your mother there, and the body itself begins to just turn back to dust. And as the soul begins to escape, it begins to race away for a moment and then circles back and into Keystone in Echo's possession.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Which one did it fill in?
I'm glad you asked. I have that note somewhere up here. There's only like
Any
80 different
questions?
pages of notes here on that front.
You got notes?
Yeah, that one filled in the Inorda Stratus. And that one is for the Sower of Chaos.
Mm. Your mama was a rebel rouser.
Not too many of these left.
How many?
I think just the 3 now.
At this point, there are 3 left to be filled in.
And I mean, well,
What's mine?
according to what Eamon said, we're running into some pretty scary people very, very soon. So I think after that, we'll have a pretty good idea of where this thing goes.
Okay.
So if you're wondering, it's Versigalis Rex, Incendium Core, and Umbra Obscura. Those are the 3 that are missing.
What was the second one again?
Versigalis, Incendium Core, and Umbra Obscura. And if you remember correctly, Umbra is the one that became Inimicus.
Mhm.
What was this one again?
So, at this point, you have George escorting Bashira back to the garrison tower. You have Anna with her siblings at this point, in tow, heading back to the tower as well. The rest of you leaving the city and heading back. Sorry, leaving Newtown and heading back to the tower itself.
My mother didn't leave anything behind, does she? Like nothing off her person?
Unfortunately, no.
Does.
Sweet. Can we get like a cart to ride back in? Start
I
get a
we-
short respite, if you will.
Just a quick
Now-
question.
I think we've already.
Yeah.
Before we go back to the tower, now that things have calmed down, I'm going to take my new pairs of boots. And I'm going to take off my boots and attempt to put on one of them. And I'm going to just put on the one, and I'm going to stand up and instantly just back down. I'm going to take it off, and I'm just going to dump all the gravel out of the shoe.
Well, how'd that get in there?
Is this in both of the shoes?
Maybe
Oh,
that's
you're
what kept Exotaurus tough.
You're gonna have to ask Exortaurus. I don't know why that old boy was keeping gravel in his shoes.
We always love gravel.
I take back my thank you.
Fair enough.
Pick up some of the gravel and like throw it at him.
Economic gravel.
Very quickly.
How my day said.
Make sure you wash your hands and pour it.
Oh my God.
Commit to the
Roasted.
Who was Sulcer Vastata?
Guess I'm not wearing
Oh.
those shoes for a minute.
Because that's one I don't have written
The
down.
bishop filled out.
Oh, the bishop. I knew I forgot something.
All right. Vaughn, I take it you procure a wagon and such for your people. That'd be very difficult at this point.
These people need wagons.
All right. One should take you along there. As you all are heading back down, you turn out to the Traders Road and then to the Y junction that leads to the old route that would go to Granitegard itself, to the switchbacks. And you reach the top of the crest line there. You can see that George and his soldiers have stopped as they are looking down from the crest line into the caldera towards where the garrison tower would be. And George looks back to you with a kind of confused look in his face and indicates to this massive fire that you can see up here at the top of the ridge line. It is a giant pyre just outside of the garrison tower.
I'm sure that's fine, right?
It changes colors. Normally it's like an orange, but then it'll flicker over to like a blue, shift to a green, a purple, then back to yellow and orange again. The flames keep changing colors as it's happening.
Your guess is as good as mine. I say we make haste and see what the trouble is all about. Ready for your men. Combat possibly.
We already.
And down you all head?
Yeah.
Down the switchbacks and across the snowy field, you all trudge. As you draw closer to the garrison tower, you can see that there is a bit of distance between where the fire sits and the exterior wall of the garrison. But you can also hear strange singing coming in the direction of the fire. And the closer you draw, the more familiar that singing becomes. It's songs of the kobolds, but also at this point you can see that a wall of rock is rising up from the ground behind the fire, shifting and kind of molding its shape as the song is going on. There do appear to be several people from the garrison tower out there. Gildan, you recognize him standing out with his robust form, and a couple other members of the tower itself. And it looks like all the kobolds are out there as well.
Is it obviously some type of like ceremony or what is it? What's like? What's
It
like
does very much look like a ceremony. I don't even have to roll on that. I mean,
Does it feel happy, sad?
the songs, go ahead and give me insight on that. And since you've heard the kobolds singing before in their happy mode, you can go ahead and roll with insight.
With advantage?
So yeah, roll the insight with advantage.
Great.
Get that mouth working.
Those are hard.
My first day.
Natural 20.
All right. There's definitely a melancholy to the song. There seems to be some sadness. Approaching closer to the fire, you can see that Yip Yip is leading the chorus, strumming that very strange instrument that she
The hurdy-gurdy.
Yes, her hurdy-gurdy.
I love
Uh,
it.
And as the stone singers are doing their thing, the rock wall that came up begins changing shape, and you can see that it looks to be forming a semblance of the Alpha Mother. And on the funeral pyre, you can see that the way the pyre itself was built, even though the flames have been up and going, that it's obviously been structured as almost a platform inside of it. If you see your friends returning along with George's forces.
I was gonna say, is she facing towards the fire, away from them, or
The way you are sitting, you're looking towards the fire. Past the fire is where the rest of the kobolds sit. Behind you is where the stone singers are erecting the statue to the Alpha Mother. And then behind the kobolds is where you can see your friends approaching.
so it takes her a minute to notice you. But when she does, she like gives a glance and then like quickly like stops playing to like wipe her eyes for a minute. She doesn't stand up though. She's kind of sitting holding something. with her wings over herself. And she just kind of gestures you to come over.
At this point, most of the singing kind of stops as the rest of the kobolds part to allow you to proceed up to where you'd be sitting.
We had a little visitor here.
Visitor, what? What exactly transpired? Yep.
Guardtower showed back up again. Killed the Alpha Mother and tried to steal, well, as she like moves her wings a bit to show the egg she's holding, and tried to steal the future Alpha Mother. He's dealt with. She kind of strains a smile at that.
I'm sorry we left you alone for this.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're okay. What of
Thank
the
you.
others? What of the rest of your brood?
Everyone else is okay. Not the Alpha Mother was just taken too soon.
We're so sorry for your loss.
She kind of nods. I wanted to note that her eyes are kind of puffy and red, but she's like trying her dangdest to keep like a kind of serious expression on, because now all the other little kobolds are looking to her and she's like,
Go over to Yip and I hold my arms out as if to give you a hug. But I want to see if, you want to do that.
she would hold an arm out, but she wouldn't stand up because she's kind of
Bodily
clearly
consent
scared to
behavior.
stand up while
Yeah.
holding this big egg.
Well, and I realize like the height is kind of awkward, so I just kind of get down on a knee and I give you a hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very gently, and I say, Yip. When this is all over and you want to talk, I know what it's like to feel what vengeance you think will bring you. But I also know that it doesn't really end up that way.
I don't have to worry about feeling anything of vengeance anymore. He's already dealt with.
That's what I mean. You think that it'll fill a hole, but
I did what was
It won't.
needed because he tried to steal the future Alpha Mother.
you did what you had to. You should never feel bad about that. But might not be today, might not be tomorrow. Feelings will come, and I have some experience with this, so come find me if you need.
There is a bit of a very big scorch mark downstairs, though.
That's okay.
I may have expressed a bit too much anger in my magic.
In my basement.
Where the kobolds were.
Fine, you can just sing a song and fix that, right? I can.
He summoned spiders.
In my basement. He's dead, right?
In a massive fireball turned lightning ball, yes.
Good job not burning the place down.
Good.
That's good.
Made sure to not cause a fire.
We have brought something for you from our travels whenever you're ready to receive it. Do you want it now or later?
That would be fine.
Okay. So Exotaurus has passed in battle and left us each a weapon or trinket of sorts in his will. And this is for you.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I think it might work like a bracelet.
What is it?
The ring,
Collar.
obviously.
What does it do?
Well, looks
I have to put it on to find out. But that requires attunement, so rest.
And that's gonna be the new alpha mother then. Do you know like when?
What's its name?
Don't know. I've never.
Can we name
Ooh, that's fun.
it? Are you in charge now?
For now, I guess. I don't know any name. I still haven't thought of one. I mean, best idea I had was kind of naming her in honor of the previous alpha mother, but then I felt like that would be too much pressure to
Like
put on.
naming her Alpha Mother?
Like Beta
That's
or
not her name.
Her Veda.
I think I'll great.
Alfie.
It's not Granitegard, Scrunch. Scrunch.
Yeah, I like Scrunch.
Not.
I also like Scrunch.
How do I pronounce his name again?
I want to see that happen.
Maybe you could make it.
Pardon?
How do I pronounce the alpha mother's name again?
To be honest with you, I don't even have that note directly in front of me.
It's Gehrrwal.
That's squirrel.
Scrunch.
Growl.
I
Not
think what you mean.
close, but not quite.
We're gonna push
Wow.
this so hard.
Her
Getting
name
scrunched tonight.
was Growl. But I'm not good with names. So I've just kind of been
So Scrunch.
sitting on it.
I think
I'm not gonna call them Scrunch.
No, not Scrunch. That's too goblin. You could name him like Scrunch.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
you know, maybe you could have a middle name like Reverend has so many.
Yeah.
Growl, Scrunch, Mother.
The middle name should be Reverend.
I think we could probably we could workshop this. Well,
Not a workshop.
She just kind of gives like a kind of weak laugh at their joking, just like I'm glad you're safe. Though I am a bit more than wary to leave the egg alone. What is our next plan here?
well, you're not gonna like it.
You know, we could take like a nap or a nap.
Really fast, super efficient
Okay.
power nap.
Certain doom.
Gonna kill the Forge Master.
We're gonna kill the Forge Master. Step one.
Step 2,
Sounds
kill
about right.
Melisindus.
You put it like
Step
this. It
3,
sounds pretty
Profit.
cool.
The Forge Master and
Some sorry, trauma.
Oh, that's
Is that on the list?
There's plenty of time after we win, or if we die, we will have to. So
Forge
either way,
Master
we should push it
position
off.
Melisindus.
Makes
Everyone
sense.
wins.
Yeah, that's very logical.
I told you about that. So.
Who needs emotion?
His sacrifice will be what completes the keystone.
So it's gonna be a really long day.
Yeah, but I think we got this.
I
Tomorrow's gonna be rough.
I recommend
And I'm gonna
Somebody-
hold out the bag.
Oh.
You can get that back to me later. I just think you're gonna have a rough morning.
It's already been a rough morning. But I will need to find somebody to properly watch the egg while I'm gone.
we take the rest of the day for preparations. We get a good night's rest. We leave in the morning.
I can ask Darlene for you.
Gildan's gonna come up. I will.
You can.
Be a little heavy to sit on it, don't you?
Well, you know, Gildan does have quite a way with. He's used to handling precious artifacts.
Gives me a motherly.
You're so nurturing. Yeah. Yeah.
Of sticky fingers.
It will be okay.
Thank you.
I don't think anyone better to take care of the future of your people than Gildan.
I think so. Yeah.
Egg.
I mean, how much would that even go for in the black market? Like, you could never even sell it, right? Yeah.
I do not deal in intelligent, the sale of intelligence.
Good.
I'm not.
But he didn't say he didn't know, though.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not
That
advocating
would
for
make
it,
me
but
nervous.
everything out.
I do not eat unborn.
We're not going to eat
of.
Oh wow, this conversation is. Maybe we should stop.
So I felt like I needed to clarify.
Delete so much to interpret. Clarification, man, honestly.
Vaughn, you think we've got a little bit of time to prepare?
I think we should give ourselves as much time as we need today. This may be the last time we have rest.
If that's the case, then I have something that I need to do, and I need some time to myself. You may not see me for a while before we head out. Skeech, you remember the crystals that we've been finding along the way?
Yeah,
Do you have one?
Yeah,
that,
got a couple. I'm gonna hold out the bag.
I need the prettiest, shiniest one you got. I'm willing to pay you for it.
When have you ever seen me shopping?
Well, that's good, because I was going to be paying you, and then I owe you.
Oh, now
Of
you're
course.
just gonna throw letters at me?
It's good. Did you know those with letters?
So can I,
Just points.
can I have that then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand you the bag of holding. It
Oh,
just
Well, I
say
look,
crystal and then just sort through them. Don't say anything else. You might find it.
think there's a lady in here named Crystal.
Probably one way to find
Oh
out.
dear.
Tell Darling.
And I say Crystal, and I pull out, a gem about this big.
Oh my
Alright.
God, I was on the Jersey Shore and now I'm here.
And it's not me if you've heard this before, but I need you all to not ask questions about what I'm going to do. All right, see you later.
What?
And off wherever he goes. The rest of you are still outside in the cold and the snow.
God, so mysterious.
So
think
I
I-
dig it into the more
I
warm
discharged.
climb you all are heading. With the breakup of this, they kind of ends the goodbye to the Alpha Mother. And the kobolds file in and head back down to where they have been staying down in the basement and begin continuing to clean it up and fix the damage and such that was done. Question, where are you taking Bashira? George and his soldiers are here. Your mother and your siblings are at the top floor.
Yeah.
And that is where Darlin is as well, also taking care of your mother and the siblings.
Unless there is someplace else already more secure in this tower, I am actually curious if I could ask for Yip Yip and the rest of the Stone Singers to essentially sing a stone cell room with no doors and no windows until we need to get in there.
Maybe like some
Muted
air
lit.
holes. Yeah.
Appropriate.
And some light.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
light it on fire, maybe.
The that is a possibility if you like. Also, additionally, halfway up the tower itself is where the actual cells were kept, making it very
Right.
difficult for most people not to
Right.
make the egress. So, if you wish to create a solitary cell,
If there's a way to reinforce the middle types of things, that's fine. I still feel like Kobold Stone Singing Magic is probably the move. So we can bring some of that up there also and make some additional like adjustments to that space. That's fine.
okay. But again, if you want to, which one do you prefer is up to you. Whether
Whichever one is most secure.
more than likely, given Bashir, you'd probably want to take the earthen one, where you kind of make an addition to the lower area by the kobolds.
Object.
Any object. I was like, you can't put it on Brashira.
That is also an option as well.
Held object works.
But what?
If you want to work with the stone singers at that point, then you could possibly find a way to reinforce the cell.
Yeah. So like Gildan's gonna, use something kind of like an arcane lock spell to, match.
And then we can get like essentially like light pumped into certain objects around there.
like mirrors, setups of mirrors.
This is like Magneto being in a
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between Gildan and the stone singers, rather than build a cell below ground, which makes oxygen less of an issue,
Yeah. Well, we'll figure
Gildan just tosses in some trinkets and some items and some magical knowledge along with the spell singers. You actually reinforce these cells up there to create a bit of a barrier system that should keep her in there.
Hmm.
to the best of what you've seen.
I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfortable in there? No? Good.
I mean, you can always have Damon test it out if you want to.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Does did like they have like capsules or anything that they could like like bite and then kill themselves?
Oh, they're checking those teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Did we check it?
Well, I
Just
mean,
like
if,
That's a great point.
if that happened, get my tooth.
oh, that's
My
a good point. You make such a good point, Gilda. Oh my god.
Y'all
yeah.
have never done anything like that.
We've
Usually you would
definitely
just
checked
grab
teeth.
a toxin that you would carry on you and qualp it.
Okay, never mind
And I
then.
still want to show me them teeth.
Show me your teeth.
All right, go ahead and give me a
Teeth check.
Denver perception.
Can I? Is this medicine?
Investigation.
You should investigate.
That is maybe? Yeah.
Oh,
I would like to help.
So the two of you have her mouth wide open.
Oh yeah, the inside.
Have you washed your hands?
Hey, this way, I'm really gonna need you to
Unnatural point.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, aside from grossing her out, there's nothing no toxic
She needs to
within her
cross
mouth.
her.
Although
Yes.
there is some toxicity coming out of her as she spews various questions about your lineage. As you're
is she awake now?
Huh?
She's
Oh,
awake now?
it's been longer than
Oh, please tell me more. I don't know.
Very fun.
Can you move your face? Thank you.
I like pull the gloves. Like, would you like anything on the TV? And I just point one of the shiny mirrors into her eyes.
This got weird real fast.
Yep. That's family for you.
Let us cook.
Let
us
So, yes, you've got Bashira in the prison cell there.
Bashira.
Good.
There appears to be nothing harmful in her mouth as far as poisons go, but we're not sure what happened after the dirty fingers have been in there.
That's what's happened.
Yes. So, let's go around and find out what everybody's doing, and then we'll to move through the night and that sort of thing. Let's swing across here. We'll start with Vaughn. And what is it that you're looking to do with your resting time?
Once we've taken care of the new cell, it's been Gildan's helped with that. The dental inspection's gone off without a hitch. I'm gonna go get George, and I want George to have the opportunity to speak to the rest of the family.
Oh, so up to the top of the tower that you go, George, and when the door opens, you see your niece, but she is the one that she's married your actual nephew. His wife, who was the commoner that we talked about before on that, and Marietta, and as well as the two siblings that are there. There is Finn and Alessandra. And again, while you knew Vaughn's mother, your exposure to the kids was relatively limited back in the day, but they seem to be, both the kids seem to be adjusting relatively well, but she is drained is a good way to describe how she is. Very shell-shocked, not at all the vibrant young woman you remember. And when she looks up and sees you, George, just quite a bit of surprise in her face. You survived, George.
Indeed, I have survived with help. But yes,
And she stands, comes over and gives you a hug and motions to Vaughn as well, and brings the two of you in together. I was worried you would not be coming back.
I came home, Mother.
Yes, you did. And at that point, your siblings also join in as well. And what was it like? And they begin asking questions about the battle and such.
And Vaughn is going to quickly pry himself away from this and be like, I'm sorry. I have business to attend to. I'll give you an opportunity to catch up with George. And I'm going to leave and go back to the cell and just set up a chair and just sit there.
Keep an eye on Bashira. All right. George, catch up with your niece. And I guess that would be, I don't know what you would call that at that point is
All family.
family. Yes, that'd be the best way to
Grandniece.
describe that. Grandniece. Yeah, I guess so at that point. Never really encountered that before. So that's interesting.
Like freedom.
But yes. So it's a very strange sensation knowing that this is the last of your family that is here. And again, when the kids recount things, you can see that the mother recoils quite a bit as they, in their innocence, don't realize the trauma they've actually been through. And Mary, what are you doing at this
Well, I did want to check on the woman that I had saved in the mushroom area. Could you remind me who she was in relation to the family?
She was a servant
She was a
within the castle itself.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of wanted to check on her, and I also would like to take some time to just like kind of mourn losing my mom for the second time. Because I think I kind of like need to process that a little bit. But,
Dropping in
yeah.
to see her certainly is a brighter point to your day than what you've experienced thus far. She is eternally grateful to you as she clasps your hand and asks you to stay with her for a bit. And the exchange that you two have is nothing about what she went through while she was petrified and such, but just asking questions about how things are, what has changed. And obviously, she's not been current on events, and just kind of wanting you kind of there as you're the one that brought her out of what happened on that umbrella. It's not a, it does not patch the wound in your heart for losing your mother, but it is comforting to know that this individual seems to have nothing but gratitude to you for saving her.
It's cool.
If you decide to head somewhere else to spend some time with by yourself, I guess that we can deal with that as well. But as far as the young woman, that's what happens with her. How much time you decide to spend is up to you.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably spend, and maybe like an hour or so with her, and then I'll probably go to my bed chambers and just kind of like sit and pray and be alone.
Anna,
All
you
right.
and your two siblings have returned to the tower here.
Yay, everyone's alive. We did it, guys. So I'm gonna get them back. I'm gonna introduce them to Ellie, get them settled, be like, welcome, this is so good. And then later, like maybe you can play with Vaughn's siblings. Don't ask them about snakes or rocks though, okay? Don't ask them about snakes or rocks or mushrooms.
They're experts.
They're experts. Or do. I don't know. How do you make friends? Good. Yes.
Ellie is overjoyed to see you and very happy that your siblings are alive.
Me
She
too.
wants you to sit by her and she just tell me what happened. And she's
Yeah,
again at this
please.
point also you can see that she has gotten some stuff together for the kids.
That's so nice.
I was hoping that this would be the outcome, just in case, but that's kind of why I had it the chest there so that
Yeah,
in
wow.
case it didn't turn out that well.
Oh,
hope you don't mind.
smart. No, not at all. Always fun. I mean, like you're so smart, and also, but like I did get some new armor, and I just had like I just like. Yeah.
Goodness, let me see.
Oh, thanks. Okay, and I give a little fashion show. Oh my god! I take off the mask.
Oh, suddenly not quite as appealing. Just kidding.
I mean, okay.
It's mostly it's like lace with rhinestones.
Yeah, it's like the best. Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that adds something to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. So this is like everything I wanted, and I think that this is gonna go really well, and everything's gonna work out, right? Yeah. Good. And then I just spend the evening with them and try and soak in that peace and domesticity.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good word for it. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
domesticity.
Domes-
Yes, we're gonna add that to the vocabulary there.
Don't mention
Domesticity.
snakes. Yeah.
Speech. What are you up to?
So after I assume Vaughn has taken 10 seconds to 30 and explained to me what an IOU is. I know it as a favor. I have immediately decided to cash that in.
Can I borrow you for like 20 or so?
I'm like pondering my orb. When I, what? I said I'm doing a thing.
It would really mean a lot to me. It's got one eye, so
Got the key card.
you're the only.
Oh, whoa. I put it in my pocket.
Suddenly, you just feel that ego being
Mm.
stroked.
Well, let's go.
I'm gonna walk up.
up back to like our area in the tower and find Darlene. Hey,
Hey,
a lot of people are dead.
that's about usual.
Yeah, and we're going in to probably kill more people, or like, oh, yeah, more people are gonna die. Yeah, I'm mad at this. Life's been hard.
Hey, before you do that, less you
Seems like you're
value.
building up to something. As Reverend pats me on the back. Yeah, life's been hard, but you make it easier.
That's what my main job is. Yeah, I take care of people. But take care of Ron's mom, the kids, clean up this place around here now. Used to clean up the other house too. So
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and well, well, I like being around you. I hope you like me, and if you are willing, when all this is over, we could, you know, get
go
away
away
from
clean your house when this is over.
get away from all this and find something to just enjoy about life that doesn't involve killing all the time.
Okay. And so you want me to come work at your house? You're getting
I don't want you to work for me, darling. I like you a lot.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I'll
Darling, if you'd have me, would you or would you make me the happiest goblin in this whole tower?
I've done that a couple of times.
All official like.
Oh, I think I see where that's going. He reaches down and kind of grabs you by the scruff and kind of brings you up to where she's standing. She's like, I do.
You do what?
Isn't that what they say when those things go?
I don't know. And I'm looking at Reverend.
Oh,
Payne,
it's dawning on me like, oh, this is what it needed me for.
She kind of turns him toward you and they both look at you.
And I'm like,
Don't you say something?
hold on a minute. Teacher needs powdered silver real quick.
You have the bag.
Oh, that's right. And I reach in, and I grab the unicorn dust.
Meant to be, always was.
And I say, and I cast the spell ceremony. I have prepared on my spell list, Will. It's right here. I used the spells prepared for this. By the power vested me by the city of Granitegard and its current custodians, which also is me, and the rest of you. And by the power and the glory and the light of the one God, we do, the three of us gather here today for a hastily put together wedding ceremony. Luckily, I wore my best attire, which is my
Right way.
Elvis jump. Skeech, do you, Sir Skeech, take Darlene to be your lawfully wedded
Goblin.
person?
You're the best thing that I found since I left home.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do.
Darlene, do you take Sir Skeech, the bravest man that I've ever met, in the tiniest package? Do you, the bravest concentrated, do you take him to your lawfully wedded goblin?
Absolutely.
Well, that's it. By the power vested in me by the the Reverend Goodberry's Church of the One God. LLC now pronounce you man and wife. Here are your tokens to the casino. And you may you may now kiss Brad.
And she grabs Skeech and kind of dips in, gives him a kiss.
Yeah.
I would like
Long
to
kiss.
attempt to dip her instead.
Oh.
All right, let's do it.
So,
Okay.
so you,
AC does.
Skeech, and also Darlene will now get a +2 to your AC for the next 7 days.
Is that
I only have something to ask you.
Let's do athletics.
all right? 22 with the inspiration I've been given by the ref.
Yes.
Mhm.
So somehow you pull the reverse Uno card.
By the power of love.
The power of love. You're able to flip the script, and her eyes get quite large, but not like the bad kind of way, like, oh. And you plant a
Smooch.
smooch,
Ow.
and the ceremony is complete.
And as that happens, I take the unicorn dust and flourish it, and it's just like literal sparks fly all over the room.
It's not just literal sparks; it actually showers into confetti and a little bit of fireworks and things like that.
Sweet.
My work here is done. I'm gonna
Yourself a
leave
punch
now.
cake.
So, and then I
would
just like
appreciate hanging
kind of
out
like
a little bit.
shut, as I'm like shutting the door the whole time. I'm like,
Get paid.
What are you doing?
Lost my train of thought with that.
Didn't see that going. Wasn't
Yeah, I
prepared
did
at
not
all
see
for
that going. So, Yip probably would have found a nice, quiet little place that's protected. Assuming after Gildan's done, to set up a little spot with the kobolds for the egg. All nice and cozy and wrapped with like probably a half a dozen blankets because she is a worrywart.
The egg seems very, very secure.
She's like slowly walking away, like anticipating like something to go wrong.
What you also have next to you are two of Gildan's guards, those strange men in those suits of armor, one standing on either side of the egg.
And off she goes.
Two.
Check on the kobolds, make sure they're okay because she's kind of technically sort of in charge right now, and that's stressful.
you're the interim.
Yeah.
I am the temporary leader.
Appropriate responsibilities for a 12-year-old. You got this.
Totally. A 12-year-old baby dragon.
They do not seem to question your orders or your authority. One single bit. So
So
whatever you're directing them to do, they are taking care of that. They have
it's just
sorted
making.
down
It's just
some-
really making sure they're all okay, helping clean up the, giant scorch marks that she created.
To be honest with you, the busy work and the fact that you have taken charge seems to have been what they needed. Without anybody organizing the hive, there was a lot of stress and chaos going on. But with you assuming that mantle, it seems to have quieted them down quite a bit.
Or Yip is stressed, man. But yeah,
The
the rest of the party
leadership.
members will probably see her running around like a chicken with her head cut off as she's helping every single kobold and checking on the egg every probably like 15 minutes.
Heavy is the tiny head that wears the crown.
At some point, I take it you take some time to familiarize yourself with the ring.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm assuming I would have to attune to it to actually understand what it could do.
That's the time you would be taking with the ring tonight.
Yeah.
Echo.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pet Sky, thank her for being alive. But Echo's gonna seek out Damon just real quick. Are you hard to find today?
No, I'm hurting real bad, buddy.
Oh, that don't look good. Hey, Damon.
Mm.
I was wondering, as the assistant to the leadership of the way now,
Yeah.
I was wondering if we could send out a few guys to find Algar and maybe bring them back here. I mean, we already have like places to keep people.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You speak to them.
Okay,
They
so
listen to you.
with them.
Go for it. Okay.
Let them know like how.
Oh, They're around. They're just
Oh.
find one. Talk to them.
Okay. So you're having somewhere.
Well,
No, not him. You have to look for the armor specific.
Oh, okay. That guy. Okay, I'll go.
The guy standing right next.
Damon, as Damon, with Damon's instructions, you kind of wander off to try to find somebody. There's a whole lot of uncomfortable situations in the tower tonight, where Echo is like, "You're part of the way." Well, I used to be. I'm sorry, and not quite the people that you were looking for. But after a bit, you hear somebody, and from the shadows, you see somebody step out in the armor that Damon has described.
You're who I'm looking for. What's your name?
Does it matter?
No, I guess not. Okay. And I'm going to give him a description of Algar. I need you to find this guy. Don't hurt him. He's like a monster thing now. And I need you to safely bring him back. You can knock him out. Non-lethal. And I want him to be safe here. In one of the cages upstairs.
We'll do our best. I will. I know that Damon has dispatched a group specifically to monitor the physician and his minions. So we will
Oh.
let me get with them and see what I can do.
That would be great. Thank you.
And keep out.
Guy.
That's his name. Guy.
With most of my night,
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up a room with a few couches, maybe 3 couches, and I'll sit and I'll put on some glasses. And I'll get a piece of paper, and I'm going to make some advertisements. They say it's a picture of Echo, the best I could do, and it says, "Did your parent die today? I'll talk about it." I'm going to slip it under the door of Tarquin, Mary's door. I'm going to go sit in my room with Guy on the ground beneath me with my notepad, and I'm just going to wait and see who shows up.
Can I ask him to roll some sort of performance for how well he can draw himself?
Well, you may not.
It's truly looks
That's
like an
just awesome.
echo.
We're gonna leave it at that. That is
Carbon copy.
that is pretty well done. We'll see what happens to that here in a few moments. Damon, aside from laying there going ow 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 ow.
I'm not doing that. I'm hurting. Silently. I am gonna have all of the poisons and toxins that I found before me, and I want to figure out what they all do, what every single one is.
Okay. As you begin labeling them, they are familiar. As you have seen most of these in action here relatively recently. Again, you see the burning sand, the one that took Ajax. There is the packet that is cold to the touch that you know would have taken Arendelle. And a couple other quite nasty toxins as well. The one that must have affected the Alpha Mother. And obviously the one that would have also affected the Antherians.
Okay.
And the 2 daggers that we had spoken about earlier, the city.
Great. Wonderful.
You have little vial.
And then after I have that all done, I actually want to get armor that looks like what I used to wear. And I'm going to put my jacket away with my things and replace it with a red cape. Or like a red cape that hangs off one side.
You have somebody that here in the tower that manages the armor and things along those lines that can help you get outfitted. So I'm going to assume you're going to kit up with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not too hard to get what you're looking for on that. It's not an unreasonable request. So leather set, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Sweet. That's for me.
Reverend, ceremony's done. You walk as you're walking away. There's sounds coming from that room that you just not even going to think about.
So I run.
It's estate planning.
So I run back.
Ah.
I've been shut the door. I think it's always good to eat it, I guess. But then I pull out the crystal again, and I start tracing lines within it, casting a ritual that I found in finally unlocked from my book that I found with the master. And then look at the crystal. And then I go and I find Steve.
Mm-hmm. Steve is down in the kitchen area, kind of moping about.
Hey.
And when she sees you, she runs up to you and gives you a very tight, moist embrace. And
I briefly think about what lengths I would be willing to go to get +2 to AC for 7 days. And then think about that for a moment.
so after the thoughts of the shape of water pass,
And then I shove those thoughts aside, and I please do it. Pull out the crystal. It's something I've been wanting to do. I think that I owe you this, but you have to trust me.
Those eyes kind of roll around.
So yes, my very simple.
Okay. And I cast the spell Awaken.
What hell have you wrought upon this world?
So,
The only one of my kind. I'm eternally alone.
are you familiar with the story Flowers for Algernon? So Steve is now going to become sentient. She will have a 10 intelligence, which I think is higher than some of the people that we've met on this journey.
I think it's the highest she's ever had in her life.
Yes. And so Steve will now have 10 intelligence, and have all the, senses, and also gain the ability to speak. And I will give her the ability to speak Northern.
All right. As you activate the incantation there, Steve's eyes are rolling about again as normal, and all of a sudden they stop as they're pointed to opposite directions. You see them kind of, and both of them face directly on you. That lolled tongue kind of rolls back into her mouth, and she would assume it's a blink from what you're looking at, but it's more like the lenses kind of shift and move about. And she says, "What have you done? I feel so different. I don't know what the world is upon."
I feel.
And she grabs your face with either of her hands on either side and pulls you in for a big, huge smooch on the face. I knew we were destined to be together.
Oh.
I loved you forever. I knew you chose me. That this was our destiny. And he surrounded up off his feet and begins to carry you off somewhere.
No, wait a minute. Oh. Well. Who's in the consequences of action? Steve.
I know. There are no words for it.
No. Let me talk. This is why I had to do this,
Kidnapping.
so that you could understand. Now, this is going to be hard for me to say.
I know. I love you too.
I need you to let me get to the end. There's something that you need to do that's more important. It's bigger than me. You see, your people, the Urgil, that are out in the ocean, out past the bay, that attack ships. Just like I've become a leader of the leader, you might say, of these people. You have to become that person for the Urgil with this spell that I've cast on you. It won't go away. You're gonna be like this if you choose to be forever now. You have the ability now to lead your people towards peace. We can get what we need to do done here. You can do what you need to do with your people. Think of, what could be.
You do realize that all of my people migrated here to this city.
And you can keep them here.
No, they were all here when they got wiped out.
No, wait a minute. No, we were told that there were some people, Urgil, are out in the back.
Those are my people. Like, are all humans your people?
No, this is what I know.
Not yet.
Are you,
This relationship.
are you breaking up with me?
You're gonna need to get up to date on these cultural sensitivities.
She was on a VHS tape.
Oh wait,
Echo
hold
counseling.
on to the amulet starts glowing. Steve, yes, I am breaking up with you.
He rips it apart.
These large, massive, salty tears begin to flow into her eye and begin streaming down. He's like, I've been sentient less than 2 minutes. You're breaking my heart already.
You had to know how hard it
I ate so many of my own kind for you.
I need you to understand. And you don't have to forgive me, but this is the right thing to do.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
It's not really me though.
I'm not gonna lie. Definitely.
What have I done?
You haven't
I've
done
served
anything
you.
wrong. I don't want you to serve me. I don't need
I
anything.
loved and cherished you.
You just
I would
attack
have your
volleyball
dad.
first.
This would be really cool if it'd be really cool if I died in the final battle. I think that would be the best outcome.
Done.
Am I able to like walk by the situation happening and just stand there for a couple minutes as I watch,
The last piece of gravel out here.
Bring it in.
breaking it in?
Damon,
Pop by. Totally said there's something we need to sign or
Damon, select a number between 1 and 10 folds.
Come on, give me a 7.
So, Damon, you've been standing there the whole time, coming out of the armory with the door open as this has been going on. I chose 7 as the number. So, wow, that was spot on. Okay, yeah. So, you're just wide-eyed as this is going down, and you see Steve set the Reverend down and straighten herself up, and turn her back and walks away the direction of Echo's counseling session.
Yes.
She's on the way welcoming new clients.
Steve, you can hate me, but remember,
Don't talk.
her guild needs you, Steve.
Don't talk.
You've done
that's a
enough.
rough first
Don't
kiss. But
sleep.
So,
So I just kind of like,
Damon is just staring at you at this point.
I just like to hold back a laugh.
Dan, I'm gonna make you a deal right now. I will reveal literally any secret. I will always tell the truth on the condition that you never ask me about this ever again.
See, I don't need to ask. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, but I wish you would have thought of that when you put gravel in my shoes. If it isn't the consequence.
Consequences of my actions is my
episode name.
I think this will be a wonderful conversation to bring up with the group later, and I will start it. See, I'm working on talking to people more, and I'm just gonna walk away.
Welcome to my session.
I kind of like sit there.
We're gonna need another
I've
couch.
earned everything that I've done.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Reverend's regretting his whole life right now.
Oh,
Big mood on it.
Harkman, what are you doing?
Character.
So I'm gonna start with just getting ready for the oncoming battle, prepping my weapons and all that, and then I'm gonna produce the Yikawa,
Hey, what you did.
and I'm gonna kind of fold my legs and start the process of attuning and focusing on the weapon. Just as I'm looking down at it, just anger and frustration would cross my face, and then just the sound of paper under the door. And I go pick up. I guess there was no roll, so I'd see Echo's picture. In a little bit, Echo, you hear a knock on the door. Come in.
All right.
I don't need to talk about anything, but while I'm tying up loose ends, I'm going to, from my pack, produce the small stick that I was given to eat as part of my hazing.
Oh, you're training.
And then I'm just gonna take a big meaty bite out of it.
Echo just kind of like closes his eyes for a second, nodding. You've done well.
A few moments later, the door opens up. Before it does, you hear this sound like something wet flopping on the stonework. And the door opens up and Steve's there.
I say see Steve presumably weeping.
Yeah, which is odd because Steve hasn't really showed much kind of emotion prior to. It's just kind of like
Seems like she needs you a little bit more than.
he left me, and she goes and sits down on your couch
What?
and begins
Huh?
weeping.
I'll just slowly close the door.
Wait. Flip the sign in a session.
Yeah.
Wait, Tarquin. I throw him a larger stick. You have much work to do. I'm proud of you, Master.
You know what? His jaw is going to be really, really.
I know.
Wow,
Wait, it looks back.
I'm over it, guys. I'm over it.
All right.
I know.
George, what do you do?
He chose the reverend over me.
George is
Yes.
at a loss for words, and his face is
Really
just,
good.
he just got tears all down his face. And as he's sitting with everyone, he's like, this is quite the reunion. For so long, I was led and made to believe that I was the last De La Nestra. And yet, in the past, in the last several events, have enlightened me to know that there are so many, that there are more, that the true heir to the throne is alive, that there are still children, that our name will continue after me. I have fought for so long to stay alive and question the one God as to my existence and why I was where I was. And for so long, I've struggled with the reality that I was faced with the consequences of decisions I've made in my youth and opportunities that I've squandered with family and children that I'll never know my own. And so this revelation has given me a new perspective, even in my seasoned years, and as I come to the twilight of my life. So this is a very emotional and hard moment for George.
Definitely sounds like he's got some hope at this point, though. Too.
And some hope. And with that hope, there's a different perspective on how he's going to move forward. And I have an opportunity to make some things right and to help to place things where they need to be in restoring order.
So you spend the rest of the evening just hanging out with the family,
Just
just soaking that in.
hanging with the family and waiting for the next opportunity.
Well, that opportunity is this evening, as a matter of fact, because for the first time you get to know your great nieces and nephew. You spend some time really talking with Fawn's mother, your niece, and it is a very good beginning for living George. Anybody else have anything else that we're doing this evening? Rest for the night. Vaughn, I think you had mentioned something.
After everyone is resting, Yvonne's gonna wait until probably a smidge after midnight, once everyone is assuredly asleep, and is going to slink over to wherever Damon is sleeping and is going to shake him awake and with a finger up. I need you to come with me.
Right. Now I'll go with you. No questions asked.
There's like no explanation. He just starts walking as we're going like up slash down the stairs, excuse me. And we get to outside the room where we've made the cell for my sister. And before he opens the door, if you didn't want someone to feel pain, where would you strike them?
Ego.
Well, I'm sorry, they'll feel pain anywhere you strike them.
Understood. Come with me. Opens the door. Is there any guards, anybody in there currently?
George has a set of his guards up there, but Gildan has also left 2 of his men there as well. Men there as well.
Men.
You can see that the cell itself, while the exterior walls, stuff like that, have been reinforced with the stone singing, the floors and the ceiling, the bars themselves, nothing has been done to them as far as the stone singer such goes. But what you can see is etched into the metal are a series of runes, and there's a hum, very low level hum coming off the bars. Bashira sits in the center of her cell, almost in a kneeling position, sitting back with her rump kind of sitting on her heels, her hands clutched in front of her, eyes closed, very much in almost a meditative stance. Damon, you know that she has noticed you come in, even though she's not physically responding to you. You can pick up on that again, something you have seen before as far as your training went.
I'm going to ask for the sets of guards that are in there to step outside.
Including Gildan's people?
Just outside the door.
The 2 guards from George acknowledge and with verbal communication and step out. And Gildan's men, as usual, don't say a word. They just turn and cooperate with your orders. And the door closes behind them. And you are alone in the brig.
With Damon.
With Damon, yes.
And it looks like he turns to you like he's getting ready to explain himself or tell you something, and he can't bring anything. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to go inside the cell with her. And before I start speaking to her, I'm going to go ahead and activate Detect Thoughts. And I'm going to not just go for surface level, I'm going to start probing. So she has a disadvantage wisdom saving throw if she would like to, or she can choose to fail.
Do you activate the Detect Thoughts before you enter?
No, when I'm inside.
When you're inside? As you reach for the bars to open up the cell, she's like, don't. Just stay there and ask your questions.
Nope, I go inside.
I can kill you right here.
I'm sure you could.
And you don't detect that she is lying about what she's saying. Why?
Because we have a conversation. I would like to see you and be close to you. This is not something with bars between the family.
I'm not your little sister.
I'm fairly sure by definition you are.
That
I've opened and I've walked inside.
she hasn't moved from where she is. Her eyes still remain closed. I have done terrible things. I thought Melisandus did care for me and save me, but George told me on the way to the tower that there's that mother and Finn and Islanga are also here and alive.
George tells the truth. They're safe. They're
It's
alive.
the only reason you're still breathing.
You can bring all the threats that you wish. I'll gladly take them.
Not threatening you because I don't threaten. I'm telling you that is the only reason because it has caused me a question of conscience. I can't go see our mother.
As far as I know, Mother and the siblings do not know you are here.
It should be that way. You should let me be. Let me go.
I'm not asking you to ask for forgiveness for the choices that you have made. I'm not asking you to explain yourself. I'm asking for you to give me a reason to break the oath that I've made to bring your head
Maybe
to the
that is
allies
a
who have
better
brought
choice
us.
then. I would
Try to say something for yourself. Whatever shred of dignity of the person that I once knew has to be in here still. You are not all consumed. You let this agony, this anger rise up within you, yet I know, deep down, somewhere within, my sister yet lives. Please, give me a reason to break this. Convince me that what I am about to do is not necessary.
what can I say? I served a dark master. I poisoned children. I slit the throats of the innocent. What list of crimes can I not complete? I mean, my goodness, I have done everything.
Individuals that I travel with, we've all, some more than others, we've all made challenging situations, challenging choices, yet we've learned that none are beyond redemption.
How would I?
I can't answer this for you. You have to tell me. In family, simply being blood will not be enough this time.
Let me go, and I will prove it to you at some point.
I can't let you leave here.
I have no honor to swear upon. I have nothing to trade you with physical, material, emotional value that you could hold me to. I just have a request. I beg. I can't do anything from sitting inside this cell. What can I say or do from here?
Vaughn, who had been sitting down, kind of maybe about 3, 4, 5 feet away, stands up and turns around and starts heading back towards the door before going back out the cell. I turn around. Just answer me this. If you found yourself in the same situation again, would you have made the same series of choices that you made? Would you do it all over?
From where I am now? From what I know now, or when I was 6 years old?
We were all children.
If I knew now what I know, I would never have accepted Melisandus's offer. I would never have done those things after have died there in the streets. Then visit the pain that I have done. What can I say past that?
Turn back around, and I'm going to stand in front of her, and I'm going to say, at least stand and give me a hug before I leave.
And she stands up, offers her arms.
And I'm going to go in for a hug, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in the dagger that I've got into the intercostal space in between her ribs and plunge it into her heart.
She doesn't even flinch when it happens. And if she kind of rests her head on your shoulder and can feel the weight of her body press up against you. And she light turns out.
And Vaughn just kind of falls down to the ground, holding her.
Yeah. I'm going to go into the cell and I will hug like this. And I'm not going to say anything.
There's a tinkling sound, like a shattering of glass. And she goes and sits back up. As she pulls a piece of her cloth back,
Well,
you can see the crystal that was there.
I activate
And she sticks her hand out. She's like, stop. I want that. And she's like, I've seen something out there on the other side. I don't want that.
What?
Give me a chance.
Pause. What crystal? What?
You can see inside the, she pulled it down, much like the crystals that you have seen within the constructs or used on some of the creatures, the ones that hold a soul. There's one in her chest right here.
Oh no.
Beautiful.
Almost like a bonus life, so to speak.
And she's asked that she doesn't want that.
She doesn't want to die, is what she's saying.
Because the afterlife is not
Yes.
scary.
Went over and saw something as she brought back to life.
Consequences
Damn
of
it.
actions.
You told me that I could have a chance. Please let me have that.
It is not my decision.
If I cross, I know where I'm going. I don't have another one of those. If you wish to end it now, that will be my fate.
I thought you searched them.
I did not search. Hang on.
He was most respectful when he conducted the search. I will say that.
Yeah, he checked. No, but nothing else.
Cool. Well, I'm going to leave my previously dead sister and leave with an enormous amount of shame, guilt, and remorse, as
As you
I
start-
now have to live
As you start
with
to
her
leave,
knowing that I've murdered her.
start to leave, she grabs your hand, reaches out and stops you from leaving, and turns you back around. No, you did that out of mercy. But I'm asking you,
I'm sure that's what they'll say in the books.
let me go so I may have a choice and a chance. I'm not asking like I did before.
I finish opening the door and I keep walking and I say, as far as I am concerned, my oath has been fulfilled and I have killed you.
Oh,
She looks to Damon.
I'm going after Vaughn. I'm not even looking at her.
Or
I'm not closing the door though. And I will make sure that the door is closed so she can't get out.
as you close the door, do you turn back to look?
Sure.
Yes, as you had stated, you weren't looking. And in that brief moment that you weren't looking with the door open, she's not in there.
Well, no. How would that work? Because I was literally following right after Vaughn.
You're following after Vaughn. The
Right.
door is open. You said you did not look, means your back was turned.
Come with me.
Hmm.
She's up against your back.
I guess.
in the extremely lit cell room.
No, well, outside of that, where there's, I guess, the shadows outside. We leave.
And
the
like
cell,
casting
get that cell
shadows.
down.
Yeah. Or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, Vaughn does not go back upstairs. he essentially just goes on. I don't know what type of soul searching journey this is about to be, but he is going for the longest and quietest of midnight walks, and you are welcome to come, but he will not be speaking.
That's fine.
It's a hunt.
I dare say.
I will join you, and I won't say anything for a bit because I don't know how to comfort people in these situations.
Damon's perfect walk.
Damon's big day.
So, sibling sex.
How's that weather?
Dark and stormy.
Vaughn, listen,
They don't make cards for that, do they?
no, I don't think they do, but
Better luck next time.
I know how you feel.
Would you be so kind as to tell me, because I'm struggling to come up with the right word to describe it?
Guilty
That gets me closer.
and shameful and like a monster.
He like stops and like leans in. I did that out of honor and duty because
Correct.
I thought it was my responsibility. I thought it's what the person in charge is supposed to do, and I can't even do this right. How am I so? How can I live with myself? Decision that I've made, knowing that I couldn't even complete the task.
I think you did complete the task when you look at it. When you walked in there, she seemed annoyed and she was threatening to kill you. When she came back, she seemed honest that she wanted to try again.
I imagine I would say the same thing if my brother had just murdered me.
I don't think it was because you murdered her. I think she saw something that she doesn't want to see again.
So she's motivated by fear, not by love.
Now,
Sorry I brought you to watch that. That was unkind. I should have been stronger. I should have done that on my own.
no. What? No. Vaughn, we kill people. Right. We kill soldiers that have no names and monsters, or who we presume as monsters. But killing someone that you know, specifically by yourself, is probably the worst thing that you can do. I'm glad that I was there. It can lead you down a path that it is very hard to come back from.
I think at that time, like we've stopped and we're talking, Vaughn just like loses it, breaks down, and it's like kind of like doesn't like ask, but just like goes in and squeezes so he can hide his face in the crook of your neck and your shoulder in a hug, because he doesn't want that fear and that guilt that you have whenever you're like having like an ugly cry section and doesn't want anyone to see it, but just buried in there, ugly crying.
I'm just like this at first, like, oh, okay. Like, what is happening? And then
New cape.
on my new cape. Anyways, and then
Broke my nose. Oh, sorry.
no.
Cover on that cape.
And then I will hug you back very tightly.
Oh.
In that sense of like, I'm not letting go. And I'll just say, it's okay.
Pulls his head back, and it's just a disgusting mess. What do we tell the others when she's not there?
We tell them the truth. And I'll wipe like one of your tears away. We tell them the truth.
Damon?
Sorry. I'm not looking at you.
This would have been my call, but
You're duty bound now. You're duty bound.
Tell the truth.
yes, I do.
Aloysius, truthful.
I need some time, but I'll be up soon.
Okay. Are you sure you're going to be okay by yourself?
Yes, I just need to stare forlornly off the parapets for a while.
Well, it is very nice, I will say.
I need to brood, yes.
If you
Yeah.
Mm,
if you
Go stand at a pool somewhere.
Look out. Yeah.
What a terrible day for rain.
if you don't want to be alone, but you want quiet, I've got you.
Finger guns.
Try.
Cool guy.
Right.
Yes.
Good, bro.
Okay, well, maybe we could just go sit in silence and look at the moon for a while.
That sounds lovely. I like that idea.
We're going to go sit outside in the cold and look at the moon.
All right.
In silence.
And the night passes to morning. Rested you all? Anything you're doing here before you prep to leave for the morning? Hit points are restored, spell slots are restored.
Reverend
Temperacy is
just sitting
gone.
at the bar that night going like, no one could possibly be having as bad of a night as I am.
He's at the other end of the bar saying the same exact thing.
I'm gonna wake up in the morning and find the
Come on, this is
paper.
Great
I
night.
go, like, what is this?
Sleep. Best night.
And I'm gonna go find Echo.
Someone didn't show up.
2 people didn't show up.
$50.
Someone's.
The one.
Yeah, Echo will just be getting back from, he was checking to see if the dagger and brochure for the woods he left outside the jail cell was still there, and it was gone. He went, not my problem. And he went back to his room.
It is a great rehab program.
There's a, well, we don't know success rate, as far as you know.
No
100%.
failures.
No failures.
No documented
no
failures.
documented failures.
I go back to
Nothing we
the
documented.
Exactly.
Echo,
Love statistics.
is this meant to be you?
Yeah. You can tell because of the clown nose and the way I look.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm gonna cherish it forever.
Stupid clown nose on.
Do you think yourself a therapist now? What is this?
I mean, I'm doing, I just think, I'm the only one in the party who kind of had a blank slate. That's freeing in a lot of ways. So I wanted to be a resource for people who, well, specifically had their parents die, but less specifically just want to talk. I don't know. I didn't really have anyone to do that with, so I had to just do it with myself, and I thought I was pretty good at helping myself. So why not help others?
I love it. How did you get your blank slate? I could use a blank slate.
I wonder.
Thought bubble, it's waking up in the mountains at 10 years old with no memories.
Been my actual life goal this whole time. Thanks.
I think the blank slate is something you need to work on. You don't want a blank slate. You
don't
want to work through what's already happened to you and then build from that. Like Steve did, who's still sitting here.
Dirt.
Okay, we talked about this, Steve. The Reverend is dirt, but maybe not. Actually, you think what you want. You've had a rough life.
I'm like rushing down out of the tower, out of the room, like, all right, everybody, it's time to go. We gotta go fight the physician and the forge master and the evil dark lady. Let's go. We gotta go. And I just start like trudging out into the snow out the front door.
But Mary, like Steve did, if you ever need a time to talk, even if we're in the middle of a battle, we can find a moment. Peace. That's all I'm saying.
Well-
It's hard being an adventurer, and it's hard being given sentience in your adult life.
He's
Your
really
people
correct.
were wiped out.
True.
Then breaking up.
I feel like I missed a lot.
Well, I do have to keep confidentiality, and you didn't show up to the group session, so I'm afraid just stay that way.
It was Hughley.
Oh, you
So many trust falls.
Pawn Steve. Echo, I very much appreciate the thought, and I'm really glad that Sky made it.
Thank you. I am too. Thanks to actually Reverend, and I'm looking at Steve. So there are sides to people we just don't always see at first glance.
Yeah, Reverend doing his clerical duties. I'm so proud of you.
Not gonna fight herself. Let's go.
Okay. Yes.
Let's go.
Everybody's packing up and
I'll
saying their
drop off
goodbyes.
this third
There's
stick for Tarquin.
Just a racket of noise that's coming from the top of the stairs down. Each will
Dongle.
come down with a bunch of like cans of beans tied to like the back of his armor.
What is this?
You're looking.
Why
Thought
are
it would
cans
be a
of
good
beans?
idea. I don't know. I got married, so.
You got married? What?
So, anyways,
Oh yeah, Severin was supposed to tell everybody.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well. Try again.
Oh God, what happened to Steve?
The
You're
opposite.
leaking.
Remember, Steve, it's okay to cry.
He turns towards you. She's like,
Steve
"All
got
right."
divorced.
They're comforting Steve.
So get out of here.
Bling, bling,
That's me. Right, Tarquin.
Steve Quinn.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes.
How long do I have to wear the cans?
Forever.
Forever.
7 days.
7 days.
But that's still what plus two.
Get tangled.
That's right. Yeah. Spider soap.
That could go back to haunt you. Let's
bring it back in.
Ray, I guess you're saying goodbye to Ellie and your siblings there.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Bonnie's checking in with your uncle, your mom, and such as well.
Happy you look rough.
Yep, go check in on the family. See how the rest of them's doing.
They'll probably. As you go upstairs.
Under your fingernails, you okay? Is that button up?
All right. Anything else we're doing before we're heading out? I take it you're going to take the way down to the sewers over rather than to the front gates.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't have any family to say goodbye.
So
Join the club.
I just got some.
You guys are.
as you guys are.
I'm gonna let you know. I killed my whole family.
You want to
That's
talk
a
about
different kind of therapy session.
It's kind of true. Reverend did kill one of your family members.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So this
A
guy killed one of my
technicality.
family. I killed everybody else.
I just learned yesterday you can actually just get family if you ask.
So,
Huh?
yes. Well, we
Oh,
talk about
Interesting. Huh? What is that?
the
I got married.
one stone singer comes, it heads down the stairwell first to open up the way from the sewer system. Sorry, from the tunnels down in the sewer system there. And as you go, just before Reverend's able to squeeze through the opening to head down, Steve grabs Reverend, spins him back around. I hate you.
Oh, well, hold
Come
on.
back to me, and gives Reverend a big kiss, and then
Steve.
Now that you're sentient, I'm gonna teach you about consent. But I'll allow
You
it.
can't say consent.
Also, I don't intend to die.
Consent to you.
Yeah.
Come up to Steve, be like, come on, I've got the nice bottle of ale with your name. on it."
Okay, no, well, healthy, healthy.
No
Love it.
drinking.
Hey, and she's old enough to be married. Yeah.
No, you. No drinking.
Oh, me? Oh no, it's fine. Do not worry. It is not.
All right, I'm not worried.
It is not alcoholic.
I see that persuasive.
all right, out in the tunnel system you all go, and you guys. Every time you've taken this, there's always that trepidation that builds up right as you reach the end where you transfer out of the tunnelway into the sewers itself, with the secret entrance to step out into the sewer system. And as you do so, the air that fills the sewers there has a scent that conjures up like thoughts of like a fire pit in your house that, you know, after the night's blaze has gone out, it leaves that kind of charcoaly odor in the air. But it's heavier, and you can see that there's a slight haze of smoke that drifts lazily through the sewer system tunnels.
This is probably a good sign. Yeah.
Your breath, sorry, as you breathe in, there's a slight discomfort in the back of your throat and in your nose. Mild irritation, almost like a prickly sensation from the vapors.
Smoke right.
And
good.
it's nothing you can't deal with. It doesn't really cause you any issues as far as combat or things like that would go. But it's certainly something that you've never experienced here within the sewers before. As you all progress through to the regular point where you would egress out of the sewers, that collapse section, looking at the snow that has fallen on the ground here, there's no new tracks, nothing like that coming out of the sewers, but there are orange and red glows rippling across the white snow that has fallen. And as you can look up, you can see buildings in the city that are on fire. And it's here where we're going to end our episode this week. Please join in with us next week, and we'll see what's happening here in the Doom City of Granitegard.
The consequences of
Next week, consequences.